Hi!
Hi.
What's up, peeps?
Hello,
Hi!
hello.
Welcome. Welcome, everybody in
Welcome.
the chat. How are you? Everybody on the replay, what is up? Hope that you are
Hello.
enjoying however long this thing is. I've heard that they're long. That's so weird. They don't seem
Who
long.
knew?
Um, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much. We
Yes.
truly appreciate you. Lakota Gang, LGG for life. You might want to watch it with the actual chat going, so that way you get to follow along in case sometimes we start to laugh and we just put comments up and react to them.
Lose our shit. Yeah. Don't forget to like the stream, even if we just started. You know you're gonna enjoy it. Like it,
Like
share
it,
it,
share
do
it,
all that good stuff.
pass this around because that's always a good time.
It's a community. We share. We share.
It is a community. And speaking of community, this is the lovely, which way do I put my hands? This is the lovely Miss Emily Han. Her channel,
Hello.
CashApp, Venmo, all that stuff is linked below. Her Patreon, we both have them. All of mine is
Yes.
linked below. If you are so inclined to super chat, awesome sauce. If you don't want YouTube to get their 30% cut, you can definitely hit the things in the description. I just want y'all to know you don't have
All
to.
the links.
There's all the
Yes.
links are there. You don't have to. It's not something you have to do. I'm just letting you know in case that's a thing that you enjoy. And also, I just went bald. Kelsey Brianna J is live. She was celebrating her 50K. I am so like we were both honored to get to be a part of it. It was so awesome.
It was
She
the
let us
best.
hang out. Hi, Becky. Welcome to the first.
Hello, everybody.
If
Oh,
you're ready,
welcome.
please buckle up. Make sure that your airbag is ready, because you might need to eject out. No, just kidding.
She's been on my channel, but she hasn't been in a chat before, so we'll see how she likes it. Oh, so many familiar names in here. Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh.
What are you chewing on? I don't know what he's chewing on, and I'm just going to look away. You know what? Yeah, I didn't think it was. I
Yeah.
had on my phone for a little bit, and I like whatever. She needs to do her thing. That is amazing. And that's kind of some of the stuff we wanted to talk about today. Yeah, right. Vision of you like tapping nails. Hi, Sarah. Angela, newly official member of LGG.
Yes.
Krista, I saw you just hit a milestone on your channel, love. Congratulations.
Yeah.
There's Miss Tracy. Alex, the alchemist. What's up? Your question was featured today in my video. So, yeah.
If y'all haven't seen Audra's Would You Rather horror edition video, that was really good. And it's horror, not horror. Although if you want to ask Would You Rather horror questions, I'm open to that. Just saying.
I'll play horror games.
I'll play horror games. This is why this is Laguna.
Oh, this is so cool. So many of you. Evil Queen is here. I'm sorry you had a horrible afternoon.
Oh.
That's horrifying. Horrifying. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's not my fault. Like, I was born. It's ridiculous. Hey, another lemon tree. Maria. Oh, and then we have Peggy here.
I'm glad we could keep you company while you're working from home, Elementary.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Shandra. Shanna.
There's Shanna.
Oh, I don't remember that bit, but I have to look it up because I love Whose Line. It was classic.
My favorite horror movie of all time, I can't name one. It's just, I can't. Because there's because, okay, Texas Chainsaw is what like got me into horror. But then the original Nightmare on Elm Street, oh no, I don't have my eye drops on me. But then the original Nightmare on Elm Street like sucks me in. Like, I have some from every genre. Currently, I'm watching Haunt and Hellfest on repeat, basically, like all day, every day. Like, I just watch them I just rotate them. I think he's eating popcorn seeds. I'm going to pretend that's not happening. Yes, wearing an LGG shirt. Both of mine are
Yes.
dirty. Like all of my LGG stuff is dirty. I've already worn it all. Oh, thank you.
Oh. Oh, thank you. Y'all are so sweet.
Alien.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
YouTube does what it does. YouTube is, well, YouTube.
And by does what it does, it means it doesn't do things you ask it to do.
Correct.
I literally put things in my calendar, like my calendar on my phone. If there's a live stream that I don't want to miss, I will put it in my calendar because notifications only work 25% of the
Well,
time.
and I started to also figure out that, like, okay, so if you have an Android, I kind of figured out that if you already have a bunch here, it won't give you any more. So you have to like close other ones. So like, see, like I
Oh.
have. So if you have a bunch already right here for YouTube, it won't like. I think mine only let me have like 4 of them at a time, and
Oh.
then it won't give me the rest of them. So I have to like keep going through it. So I have Alex just doing her. She's gonna do her makeup like her Animal Crossing character. Excellent. I'll be there for that
Nice.
later. Oh, we did not plan to wear
Oh
matching
no.
shirts. We just-
Just kind of happened this way.
This is what happens when you like hang out with each other almost all damn day. Like chatting and talking and we just really wanted to bring positivity to the community because as we all know, a certain little clown had something to say and I I'm not going to rehash that whole deal
No.
because this is about a positive experience, but I was talking to Emily backstage and what I think why a lot of us care because there are people who would say like, why do you even care? Like he's not even in the
Yeah.
community, blah blah blah. And I'm like, we care because there's literally the people who think that the beauty community is toxic are either one or two combination things. So one is that they don't ever even watch beauty YouTube. They just watch drama channels. So when watching drama channels, they only know of the big YouTubers in beauty. And so they do think that it's toxic and it's dirty and it's nasty because these people are always like at each other, right? And then the other half of it is that if they do watch beauty channels, they also only watch the big YouTubers.
Yeah.
So they're getting that same sense and they'll tell everybody like, oh, everybody lies. And there's like a whole community of us out here who don't behave like that. And it's very frustrating. We're like, you guys just need to like come find us. Like we're here. We've been here.
Yeah.
Come down from on high and like see us here because the whole point that we're like Kelsey Brianna's 50K celebration, for those of you all that didn't get
So
to
good.
go, highlights exactly what we're talking about with how positive the community is. It is her celebration, it's her thing. And instead of her like sitting there and having a video and being like, yay, me, she turned it around and invited anybody who wanted to come on and
Yeah.
say hello and hang out with her. And she just made it like a party. And so we all got to jump on and say hi and really just like congratulate her in live time. And it was just amazing. And that's what this community is about. That's the kind of positivity we want to highlight. And that's why like people, who say that, oh, it's so negative, it's so toxic. I'm like, you're hanging out in the shitty end of the pool. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But you're just,
Yeah.
that's where you're hanging. And if you just continue to hang out there and you refuse to go like check out other parts of the pool, I don't know what to tell you.
And the thing is it's not even just, I mean, I think a lot of what you said is right on the money. And I think the other reason why I reacted so strongly to his temper tantrum, like exit from something he wasn't even in, is that this community has fucking changed my life.
Yes.
I have friends that you, Kara, Teresa, Lacey, other people that like, I have a friend group that I never thought I would have. I'm an introverted person.
Thank
I don't
you.
even know how I do these lives 2 times a week for so
I know.
much time. I'm an introverted person. I have a really small core group of friends, at least in my life. But through YouTube and the internet, I have such a stronger community. And
Yeah.
it's literally changed how I feel day to day. It's a support group of people I can reach out to. It's creative inspiration. It's like just people to talk through the bullshit. We can talk about serious things like racism and inclusivity within the community.
Yes.
We can talk about silly shit that ends up in the gutter. We can talk about whatever, but it's always like great conversation. So to be like, it's all trash, it's all drama, felt like, I mean, it didn't feel like an injury to myself or to my community. It more just felt like, how dare you slander something you don't even know? You don't even know it.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, I think about it like this: if I go to one golf course and it sucks, right? But I just keep going to the same shitty golf course. I didn't ask you for anything, Google. Um, but I just keep going to that same shitty golf course. I never check out any other golf course, just this one super shitty golf course where I feel uncomfortable all the time and I'm not having fun. And I'm just like, golf sucks. All the golf sucks. All golf courses are horrible. Like, it's like the people who enjoy that would be like, well, have you gone here? Have you tried here? I feel like we're so positive overall in this small community. And I can't remember who said it, but that they were saying, I get the impression that there are people who don't even believe that this, like, don't even know that the small beauty community exists. And they don't, because they don't even get it recommended. Right. So like, that's another. If you are staying in the upper echelons, like for me, I am going to be honest, there's a lot of large channels I am not subscribed to because I know it's going to get recommended and I'm going to give them the view anyway if I want to watch them. But, you know, exactly, Kara.
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing. Like, I was reaching stages where I was just like, I don't know why I do this. This is, I'm not getting anywhere, and I can't keep doing all this stuff, and I'm not going to make it, and, not make it in the sense of like, I don't, millions of subscribers in a big fucking house. Trust me. I do not want a big house. I don't want all the cars. I don't even know what car I drive as we speak. All right. People are like, what car do you drive? I'm like, it's a Kia something or other. You don't know what it is? I'm like, I do not. Like, this is where I am in my life.
Doesn't matter. Like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, all I literally want is to be comfortable and have like a bunch of pit bulls and like bugs, like pit bulls and bugs. Like, that's what I want.
I will agree with a couple people in the chat, Yolanda, Angela, and others. Golf does suck, in my opinion.
It does.
But the analogy works. But the analogy works.
I actually have played golf.
Yeah, no.
The driving range can be fun, but it's like after a while you get really tired.
Yeah, I'm good. And I just think that even for people, if you're used to like the really big names of beauty, and you're like, well, super small community, maybe like I don't really like the camera quality or blah blah blah. There are people like Kelsey, Mel Thompson, Michelle Wong, Laura May Beauty. Like, there's people in the, like, I would say 15K to 150K that deliver the quality that like you're looking for, but aren't the Sister Jeffrey Hills of the world.
Yeah.
And so there's a way to like find that entryway into the community. And then the fact that I've seen so many of those channels who are like bigger and much like get PR or just get like, generally speaking, more views, more subscribers, that are just being like, hey, smaller channels, come join my live chat. You have a good idea for collab. Let's collab. Like, that's what's helping this community to grow too.
I didn't know Jenna Marbles quit.
What? Oh.
So people are saying Jenna Marbles quit. I didn't know she did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. To piggyback on you, I'm sorry. I just like happened.
No, it's okay.
Jenna Marbles was before me, so I'm sorry.
I mean, I've watched her when she was like originally like kind of a trash person, and I didn't kind of watch her grow into who she is now. She seems to be a much better person now, but oh yeah, that happened today. Yesterday?
Oh.
I think because she's had videos of blackface. Yeah. But again, Let's
Yeah,
go.
I did
Yeah.
too. Mia's virtual vanity when she talks about that.
Yes.
And that's the other thing is like I am gonna bitch about this. Like we are trying to be positive, but it is very frustrating that this is a female centric business. Like it should be, right? But it's all run by men. And then we get on YouTube and women start making a space for themselves, and who should show up but the men? And I don't begrudge, the boys in beauty. I do not. I don't begrudge beauty boys at all. But what I do begrudge, even Samantha Ravindall, and I think that girl Shay talked about it
Yeah.
as well, is like it's really frustrating that the way that we treat women versus the men. Women do make one wrong step, and it's just like, you better bow down, you bitch. And it's like,
And it's also said to them for 10 years after it happens. Like,
yeah.
it's not just like a month of like anger and rage. It's like it follows you wherever you go.
Yeah. It's just, it's very frustrating because women can't make mistakes at all. And then men, however, can just consistently make mistakes, be douchebags, be hateful, do whatever they want. And everybody just continues to like let them live their lives. And they'll be like, that was like 10 years ago. But if you said that about something that's happened with a female YouTuber, the answer is different. The answer is almost inevitably always different. Like if you go back and you're like, oh, well, like if you wanted to buy something from Jaclyn Hill 3 years from now, right? And it's saying it's still a brand. We're going to say it's still a brand at that time. So 3 years from now, she's got some good shit. You decide to go buy something and somebody's like, don't you remember her hairy lipsticks? Like she's never going to get over it. Like
Yeah.
It's never going to move past her.
Yeah.
She's never going to be able to like redeem herself, even though nothing went wrong with the highlighters. Like she's never going to be able to redeem herself. It's always going to be Harry Lipsticks for her. That's like going to be her name. Like her other name is like Harry Lipsticks or Harry Hill. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, but it's like men come in and they just are allowed to behave badly. And exactly, Angela. And we on the other hand have to be these perfect beings. And then to have, an interloper show up to your party as your plus one and be like, it sucks here. Like, and you're like, nobody invited you though. Like what, why don't you just say your friends suck? Because that's who suck. Your friends suck. It's not the community because you never even came down here. So like for us to be able to have this space, like I talked about this very, very early in the year. Like I was beside myself in general with just life. And I hope this doesn't trigger anybody. But I was done. I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn 40. I'm finished because I'm tired. I'm not doing well. I don't feel like I'm making a go of anything. I felt directionless. I felt frustrated. And I had decided that sometime last year. And I was like making all my stupid plans. And then I run into Emily. And then I start running into these lives. And I run into these people. And my life has changed exponentially from this beauty community. These people have been so supportive and so kind. My biggest champions and cheerleaders are my friends in this beauty community. Like there are the people here who tweet out that I made it to 3,000 subscribers when I'm over there like, I'm going to hide and take a nap. Like I'm concerned, like nap time.
Turtle.
Yeah, I was like going into my show. I'll see you later. Like these are the kind of people that like make it worth your while. And I don't think that I would be in the same space if it wasn't for me having this YouTube channel, because I have friends in real life.
Yeah. And that is why I only have a very small friend group, because I've gone through cullings over the years in terms of finding people that actually are like just amazing. Audra 3000. And it's ridiculous how like just we've been doing these streams in particular for what, 2 months?
Yeah.
Maybe. And yet there's a fucking community.
Yeah.
A community of people that literally are supporting one another. Like that are just like being the most amazing cheerleaders and help to each other. And not in the I'm doing this because you're on YouTube and you can help my channel grow, so I'm going to be nice to you. No, it's just friendship and caring about each other. And it's like, that's the kind of things I want to see in the world. Like, I joke around a lot. I feel like we all do about this idea of like, we should start a commune or like a Golden Girls kind of thing for when we get older to all live together and support each other. I would fucking do that. I would do that with a lot of people that I've met through YouTube.
Yeah, because it's a different vibe, right? So it's like there are people like I talk to Jen Loves Reviews. I talk to her pretty much daily, right? So I talk to her every day, and the support that we're able to give one another. Because here's the thing that a lot of people, if you don't have a channel, I'm going to tell you, because I think a lot of people get in their head when some YouTubers are like in their minds bitching. I think a lot of people think that it's just, oh, you just sit and you film. This can be very lonely, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because people who don't do YouTube don't really understand what all it entails. So there's like planning into deciding on what you're going to film, you know, getting ready to film, making sure you have everything set up and you have all of your stuff. You have to put together your planning schedule, your filming schedule for the week, because you got to decide, okay, do I want to do 3 videos this week or 4? Do I want to do this or this? Is it okay? Like maybe my live will count, this will count, like all this stuff that you're doing, right? And then you're by yourself. And then like if somebody says something shitty in your comment section, or, you know, if your video doesn't get as many views as it normally does, literally only other people in the community understand your frustration. Because people who don't actually do YouTube, they don't really get it. So they're like, what's so hard about it? Like, you just sit in front of a camera. I'm like, I don't actually. Like, I edit down sometimes 45 minutes of footage into a 27-minute video. So I'm not trying to hear.
Oh, on the regular, I have an hour of footage that I'm trying to get down. But also, anyone that says, what's so hard about this, anyone that is that dismissive in your life, they can get the fuck out of, in my life, they can get the fuck out. If they're going to say that, and I say that for you, Audra, and for anyone in the chat. If anyone's like, what's so hard about the thing you do and you feel like empowered by, fuck off. That's my version of positivity. Like, you are worth more than that. And the Half Cousins, same for me. The Half Cousins was like, I had been watching videos for a very long time and I already felt some connection. But again, they're live streams, they're podcasts, but they're live streams. And that live interaction is hugely important. And so now in 2020, in this timeline, it's like, I can't imagine not having this community. I can't imagine going through what's happening in the world, all of the different things that are happening within our country and the world. I can't imagine doing that without this community.
Yeah, because look at what's happened. I think the good thing about him being such a douchebag, such a slag, is that like Ron.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you so much.
That's so sweet.
I appreciate you. My husband and I aren't even into makeup, but love watching your chats and love the message you guys are spreading with a positive YouTube community. Yeah, and that's the thing. So if you look at it, the good thing about him being a douchebag and being like really shitty is that it really highlighted how positive we really are, because everybody just started rallying and being like, you don't know the beauty community. And we all just started to be like, these people and these people and these people aren't toxic. These people aren't problematic. Everybody just started naming people and going through. I talked to Britt. I talked to Teresa. I talked to Emily, obviously. I talked to Kara. I talked to Jen Loves. I text Lacey. So like there's people that I'm in touch with regularly in this community, which I was in touch with Lacey because I was like, girl, you were about to get snatched up. Anyway, from her story. No, she was though.
That Robert Welsh story, yeah. If y'all haven't seen this week's makeup and ghost stories, I was about to say makeup murder, that's Bailey Sarian, but ghost stories and makeup with Robert Welsh, Lacey was about to get snatched up. You were right.
Yeah, she was like the ghosts and whatnot, but that entity was not. It wasn't just gonna go home with her. It was gonna. Y'all seen The Conjuring? That's about where she was headed. Yeah, Kara's tag is amazing. I'm
Oh,
trying to do
Kara.
things
Oh my God,
so.
Kara, take care of yourself and have a good night.
Oh,
Oh,
bye, love.
yeah.
She out there exercising and doing the most.
And here's the thing is like, I don't even think it's like, yes, so somebody, I think Daisy asked what's tonight's 5 for 5. We're basically just want to have a positive time. We can talk about creators we like. Y'all can tell us creators that you love.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest feeling though, with it wasn't even just specific, like these people aren't toxic, these people aren't toxic, these people aren't toxic. It was like, no. There's like 10 toxic people. And then there are millions of non-toxic people. So
Correct.
even just calling out, like I call, like Kara's tag was amazing because it gave me an opportunity to call out a lot of people that I love, but not even everyone. But it's just like the reality is that the amount of toxic creators is far outweighed by the people that just want to carve out a little space for themselves on the internet, want to share makeup they're excited about, share skincare they're excited about. So the fact that there was the audacity to say this whole community is shit just made my blood boil. And I'm just like, everyone's amazing.
Okay, hold on. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just looking at different comments. Well, and so Bethany says there's crazy stands in every community as well, not just in beauty. I don't even think it's the stands that are toxic. It's the actual big creators. Yes, there are parasocial relationships and stands, and they do perpetuate a lot of the shit that these people get away with. But I think it's like their influence, their impact on the community comes from the influence of that person. So yes. I'm not even blaming the stands. I'm blaming the people who are toxic.
Yeah, because, okay, so I'll put it this way. Let's say I get to, 1 million subscribers, right? And on my way there, I get a lot of people who really love me and they enjoy my content. And when somebody says something negative about me or about a product that I have or whatever it is, my crew goes after them hard. Now, I have two options in that situation. I can say nothing and let that continue and let that negativity spread. Or I can come out and be like, yo, that's not how we do things. We are kind. We are considerate. We don't treat people like trash.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would change how your stands behave immediately. And I say that because like Robert Welsh is another one. Robert Welsh will regularly tell people, do not use me to tear someone else down. That's not what I stand for. And that's the kind of shit we're talking about. He really could be one of those old school creators and let people use his name to drag other people down. Yeah. He could do that. He could be like, no, that's fine. Like, yay, me. But that's not how he plays it. Yeah. Anytime somebody's done that, he's called it every single time. And he's made it known, not only just in a video, but on Twitter to be like, don't do this. I don't appreciate it. That's not how I want things done. That's not what I stand for. And we're not going to do it. So even if you stan him, he's already put it out there that like, he's not going to take negative stands. That's not going to be something that is acceptable in his realm. And that's me too. I'm not going to accept people going to other people's channels, saying shitty things. Don't go over to somebody being shitty, dropping carrots and tacos. No, ma'am. No, like that's.
Well, and doing that is so much more work because I do think there are not the worst toxic of the most toxic of the toxic, but I think there are some bigger creators who just don't put the energy in looking at what's being said in the comments and in Twitter and in Instagram. So Robert is actively putting in the work to see what's being said and then respond and say something. Whereas I think there's like different levels of toxicity. There's like the worst of the worst who we all know who feed the flames, who promote that shit. And then there are, I think, a lot of these bigger creators who get in some shit and then just like don't have the energy to deal with it. So they don't deal with it. And it's like, yeah, but that's that's still bad because you're not shutting it down. And I wanted to say, Alex the Alchemist said, I hesitate to put the onus on fan stands for the toxicity since there's such a power imbalance between them and the creators. Exactly.
And I know some people don't necessarily, but here's the thing. My opinion of it, because I've watched those videos where Robert looks at other makeup and whatnot. I don't think he has ever done it in a rude or hateful way. This is just my opinion. I don't feel like he's set this up to make fun of another person. He set it up as a learning experience. Be like, okay, so this is how they're doing it, and, and I would do this. And if you watch, more often than not, he will be like, I don't know why they did such and such because they have such beautiful skin, and I wouldn't have done this. But everybody does their own thing, and it's about teaching that's when he's teaching the theory of makeup, not telling you like this is how you have to do it, but saying like this is the theory, this is how you do it. And I also love that people can send in stuff and be like, help me with my makeup, and then he'll do those as well for his subscribers and be like, no, you're very lovely. So I feel like it's how you take it, and it's fine. Like, obviously, we're all different people. For me, I don't mind it because I've seen the ones where they're just dogging people out and they think it's funny. And there's nothing funny about being hateful to people.
I'm kind of coming around to that feeling of I'm not necessarily loving the reacts, because I think Jonas said, like, his critiques, like, that culture can still breed the contempt. And the more I'm thinking about it, this just popped into my head, like, rather than specifically showing a person besides a fan who sends in a video, he could theoretically do bad makeup on one half of his face and then correct it, and inspired by reactions, inspired by that. So I do think there's a line between, like, okay, how much attention are we giving to these people who are doing bad makeup and sending people their way, even if he doesn't mean to, because it's not intent. It's God, I just forgot the other word. It's the actual, like, results. So I understand how people, like, I understand more and more people that feel what they feel about Robert. I get it. Like, I enjoy him and his personality, but I also am a little bit more wary of that format, particularly. But
so who he's talking about, that's why I don't have that's why I have thinking about Robert. I'm not gonna say this person's name because this is a land of positivity, but that is actually why I feel the way I do about Robert, because this person is mean. Like,
I haven't seen his videos. If anyone's curious, his name is in the chat. His name is in the chat by Daisy. We're not going to say it. If you want to see the terribleness, you can find him.
Because for me, I liked that individual at first until I started seeing those videos, and a lot of them were just him, like, laughing at people and really just not being kind about, like, hair mistakes that they were making. And I personally was like, that's really mean. Like, you know, I know it's on YouTube, I get that, but, like, what it reminds me of, okay, this is gonna sound really shitty, but like, you know how in the movie The Joker, where they take the video that somebody took of the Joker's character, you know, of the Joker, I can't remember his stupid name, Arthur, when he's doing his comedy special, and it's pretty terrible, and he's not doing well, and then they talk about it on what's essentially the late night show. That's what it felt like, and I didn't like that approach at all. So, you know, and I also do like him getting those, like, 5-minute hacks or whatever that stuff is called, because those need to be called out.
Those I agree with, because those are corporations. All of those 5-minute hack videos are corporations that are making balls amounts of money, like, just like tons of money. And thank you sincerely, Alex. Intent versus impact. That I couldn't think of the words. Yeah. So, but we did come in here to talk about, like, positivity and creators that maybe inspire us. Or
Ryan says, I'm a high school educator. Online bullying is out of control. As my husband said earlier, you're setting a positive example. Oh, and I can never
talk again.
Hi, Ryan. I mean, you can. it just has to be like a real food taco because obviously you have a husband, so perhaps eating the lady taco is not your business.
There are many more tacos out there besides the lady taco. Just don't discriminate against the rest of them. They're delicious.
Wait, what other taco is there? Are you talking about the food taco?
The food taco.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the butthole. Moving on.
No.
I was like, we don't call that a taco. That's a donut.
No, I meant any other delicious food tacos.
Like,
oh, thank you, Nate. Speaking of positivity, I love that lip. Thank you. It's a fancy Lisa Eldridge lipstick that I love.
Man, oof.
Which color is it? I have to see.
Yes, taco salads are a good thing.
Taco salad.
Bingo square butt love. Excellent. I've already hit.
Butt love. Wow. Rainbow Spill, I think, is the name of the one I'm wearing.
You know what, Daisy? I do too. I go for YouTubers that have very calm, like relaxing voices. I think because a lot of times, especially when I was working in very stressful environments. And so when I went on a break, I needed people who were just gonna like be chill and like talk about and that's like the Ghost Stories really does that for me. I'm like, yay, trans non-binary tacos. Those also exist. You're right. There's not just lady tacos. There's trans non-binary tacos.
And Erica, a donut is attached to the peach, which is behind the taco.
Oh my god!
Oh, Nate, toss that taco salad. Oh, we got right into the Laguna real fast.
Oh, not even 40 minutes in, and we're down.
No.
Yeah, I was like, I almost unsubscribed from this channel, and I couldn't because I was like, why do I have this channel? I almost unsubscribed from it. It's Bo's channel. There's like birds and stuff like hopping around and chirping, and so I'll put it on the big TV. Yes. So Bailey Sarian is another example of positivity because I don't find on her channel ever that she's bitchy, mean, complaining, or rude. And here's what I mean about complaining. We all have mental health and we all can talk about it, right? Right. But she's not on here all the time being like when she explained that she was going to be skipping a Monday every so often, like instead of her being like, you guys, I'm just like really tired. This YouTube life is too much for me. I'm like, ugh. And you guys just don't even know. She's just like, I think I just need a break sometimes.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right. You know, instead of going through a litany of reasons and bullshit as to why she wants it, she's just like, I think I just need a break sometimes. I do this a lot and, you know, I got to do this and I do a lot of research and like, that's it. And we're like, all right, like I'm there. Night, Mel.
Good night, Mel. Yeah, it makes me think of the conversation we had when we were kind of talking and there was at one point in time you were like, yeah, I think I wanted to like explain like something about YouTube to viewers. And I was kind of like maybe we were talking about super chat or maybe we were talking about like subscribing and notifications and all that. Yeah. And I was like, here's the reality is that most viewers, especially if you're a big channel like Bailey, most viewers don't care. They actually don't care. So for her, she needed a break. She probably felt all those same things you said, but she didn't say them. She was just like, I need a break. And for most people, that's exactly what they want to hear. They don't need to hear, well, it's just really stressful and overwhelming and the comments and all of that. Yes, litany, right? No, she was just like, sometimes I need a break. And it's like, that's the amount of information that most of your viewers actually want to hear.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a level of, you know, and that's why I find her channel to be so positive, because I honestly feel like if you come on to like, this is a volunteer job, basically. You know what I mean? This is a volunteer job. I have volunteered to come here, do this, and I have a damn good time doing it. And if I get to a point where I like need breaks or I need to do something, I'm not going to come on to my channel and be like, listen, guys, like, because that's not, for me, that's not what you came here for. You didn't, like, yes, we know each other, but you didn't come here to watch a video of me, like, bitch, whine, and moan about how, like, I'm so tired and like no I get it. And here's the thing. I know some of you like outside of this channel. So when I need the bitchy, whiny, moany, complaining, I have anxiety thing, like that's where I put that. I put it off. Like I put it off here. I think that sometimes that's where we can get into trouble with our sharing is sometimes we can go a little far on how we're feeling emotionally. And there's nothing wrong with having emotions again. But if you go too far, then people start to expect that every single time you're having an emotion, you're sharing it on camera. And I don't want to get stuck in that. So that's one of the things that I love about Bailey is like she'll even come and she makes a joke like, I make videos every Monday, except for like this last time. And then she just goes on, like she doesn't explain it. Like,
she also has, I mean, she also is a big channel, so she can say whatever the fuck she wants. Reality. That's the other thing is like there are times when I see there's some larger creators that I follow where I'm like, I see that they can get away with little things that I think smaller creators can't. I also didn't know Yolanda said that Bailey complains about taxes. And maybe I haven't noticed that.
Everybody on YouTube does. Actually, everybody on YouTube does complain about taxes because they're very, very difficult, apparently. I'm not looking forward to that.
No.
It's not.
I mean, that's kind of like freelance life right now.
Yeah, that's where you have to kind of figure it out. And I think when the bigger you get, the harder it is. Because you have to really, really be keeping track of all the shit. And like at my level, like I just got to keep some receipts. You know what I mean? Like I just got to keep all my makeup receipts. And I'm like, okay.
And the reality is that they all come to our inbox anyway, and we can always find them. But I also wanted to say, Yoga with Mo said, feeling you need to explain taking a break is capitalism. Yes.
Yes.
That.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense that you have to come up here and be like, because the thing is, like, if at any other job, I wouldn't be doing that. Like,
well, at a lot of other jobs, you actually have set days off, and you have set work hours. But just to like be a little like behind the scenes of YouTuber, it's like a lot of times there's no set hours. You're just like working whenever, and sometimes that's all the time. Sometimes that's not at all.
Yeah, I mean, and Erica, yeah, I think anyone who is self-employed bitches about taxes.
Yeah.
Yes, because if you are self-employed, like taxes are a whole new nightmare because basically you have to start itemizing. And it's something that you don't typically do. Like normally you work at your regular job, you don't have to itemize. But when you do YouTube and other jobs like this, like you have to itemize all of these things as business expenses so that you don't pay too much in taxes. Because essentially they'll like, imagine you made $100,000 on YouTube. If you don't have any deductibles, do you know how much money you're going to be paying in taxes? It's astronomical. So you have to keep track of all of this stuff, and it's kind of a nightmare. So it's like, wait, Wave apps, Mo, put that in the Discord or like message
yeah,
Instagram, please message
that
me.
Would be amazing, please.
Because Nisa is one of my most favorite channels to watch because her level of sarcasm is so high.
It's a delight.
It just makes me like, it's so delightful. Oh my gosh. Cause like the things she says sometimes when she talks about her father, it like cracks me up because I do the same thing. Like people are like wishing me a happy Father's Day. Listen, the strength it took me to not post a photo of me with the plant that my old workplace got me for when he died. Was literally astronomical. Because for those of you who don't know, I do not have a good relationship with my father. So this plant is like the longest relationship I've had with the man. And I'm like, like it was everything I had not to be like, Happy Father's Day with this fucking plant. I mean,
and this is why you are at the top of every list when I talk about YouTubers, because you make me laugh so hard.
Kimberly, the Discord.
I'm about to drop the link in the chat right now. Okay. So Discord is basically a chat room message board, but you can set up different ones for like different communities. And we have one for Legato. So I'm going to drop it in the chat right now.
Yes, wholesome content none of us deserve. She is hilarious. Yes, it is a plant. I call it my dead dad plant. It's like it's thriving. Like you guys don't even know. It's just like what? and it loves me for me. Like,
Oh, I know. I feel so much about that plant situation. I'm just like, yeah,
like I
family
don't know
shit.
why, but it makes me really happy. So it's like, oh, oh my gosh. Yolanda snaps.
No, I'm not gonna draw. I'm like, there are some up and coming YouTubers that I can't wait for them to have channels.
I know. And that's the thing. Okay. So here's the thing. I will say this, like YouTube, actually, we're talking about beauty positivity. So
Yes.
like in the community, one of the things, like we've said this before, don't be a person who shows up in a chat and be like, check out my channel, or so shows up on somebody's video, check out my channel. It's rude. It's like unnecessary. But if you know people, like being in our Discord and all this kind of stuff, like build people and talk to people from there. And if you want to like talk to people about like getting some, critiques or anything, I don't necessarily like to do that, because for me, I kind of like to figure out where my stride is and hit that. Because I feel like sometimes if people will tell me stuff, like I will just be moving in 17 different directions, not going, it's like aimless. But if you want to get noticed, like there's a lot of work involved in this whole beauty community, which is again another thing where I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Because it's like you have to edit videos, you have to show up to people's lives, you have to be on Instagram, you have to be on Twitter, all while having a real job. Like all of this while doing another full-time job. And you have to be like on top of it, because you can't miss everything that's happening. You can't miss a big release or a failed release. And so you have to be able to talk about all that kind of good, fun stuff. And Nisa, like, oh my gosh, if y'all are not watching her on TikTok, I don't even know what you're doing with your life, because she's hilarious. She's hilarious. I'm just like, Nisa, how do you TikTok? I just sit there being like, oh baby, I'm being nosy. Like that's what I do.
I mean, yeah, all the moving parts are not easy. Go ahead. All right.
Oh no, but once you discover a rhythm, Emily, like once you get a rhythm to it, it actually does get easier. When you first start, it's a little, like I will tell you, when you first start, it is a grind, because you can't quite figure out the film editing upload schedule. But once you start getting into like, this is what I'm going to do, and once you start getting into that, you can be like, okay, I'm going to film today, upload, like I'm going to film, edit, and then tomorrow I'll upload, and then you can kind of like, it's like a staggered schedule. It's weird.
Or you may not ever figure out a schedule, and that's okay too. Because sometimes I feel like I don't have my shit together, but that's okay. Because when I have it together, I do it, and when I don't, I don't. And my channel is going to grow the way it's going to grow. Because
hi.
Hey, Susan.
Yolanda, your lips to his ears, because I mean, I'm starting to have like some brands follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, which is stuff I wasn't prepared for. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? But it's also really cool, because it's like,
and I think that's part of the positivity of the beauty community, is a lot of these indie brands, these smaller brands, they are following smaller creators. Mm-hmm. They are sending some of us our first ever PR. Mm-hmm. They are, making connections. And even if they're not like being able to offer you anything, just being like, oh, they followed me. Okay. Like, I see you. And I think it's just, they're also being better about like, I find a lot of small brands like will repost. They'll share everyone.
Yeah.
Like I think of people like Midas and Davina on their Instagram. I feel like both of those brands, from what I can see, if you tag them, they reshare you. They're not like, especially in the stories, they're not like, oh, well, I mean, they only have like 50 subscribers, so I'm not even going to bother. No, they literally reshare everyone that tags them using their products. And I think that's amazing, because it's not the gatekeeping. It's not the like, well, you're not special enough.
10,000 people. You don't have 10,000 followers. You don't have that. Okay. Having a
Exactly.
channel sounds it's just interesting, but I'm worried people will get bored or think I'm just a weirdo. Have you seen me?
I was gonna say weirdos are who I follow and love. Nisa, Lacey, Teresa, Audra, Kara, me, Abby Williamson.
Abby Williamson, hella weird.
Yeah,
I love her for it.
We all have our own weird. We all have the things that we're weird about, that we nerd out about. Alicia has like the nerd, like a little bit like nerdy weirdness to her. Like all of my favorite creators. Hello, friends.
We're all strange.
Yeah.
I think I had so Midas recently followed me.
Same.
And Adapt Cosmetics recently followed me. So that was really cool.
And those are two brands. Well, Adept is pretty supportive in terms of, I think, following creators. And yeah, Midas just followed me recently too.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing. If you want to make a channel, just start it. But I will tell you this. There's a lot of people who are going to say like, oh, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. There are a lot of things that don't matter, but I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be a grind. To start your channel, you have to prepare yourself for the fact that the same 7 people are going to be watching your videos for a while. Those 7 people are going to be watching your channels. You're going to have to get used to the idea that you are making videos for these same 7 people, but you have to also keep it in mind that like you will grow. I think when I started, like when I recently cleaned my YouTube subscription, the amount of dead ass channels I had on there, astronomical. So another big thing I will tell you, don't ever do follow for follow, not ever.
No
way, not know how. Because if you look at it, and let's say everybody's video is 15 minutes long, because that's like the max amount of time that you can have when you first start. So if you have an hour to watch YouTube, that's only 4 videos that you can watch.
Yeah.
So if you do follow for follow and gain like 50 people, 50 subscribers, and you subscribe to those 50 people, you can't watch all of their content. And as soon as you start to realize that like they can't watch yours either. So you guys are like stuck in this relationship that isn't going to work for either one of you. And you start forming communities anyway of who you work with, because content wise, you want to more hang out with people who have content that you enjoy and that's similar enough to yours where like 1, you can collaborate with each other. 2, you will enjoy watching their videos and will watch a good portion of them, as opposed to them doing a video and you're like, I don't really like this.
Oh, that's another thing. If you're a new channel or a smaller channel, or if you're even a larger channel, don't collab with somebody if you're not totally into it.
Correct.
As somebody who has done that, I look back and I'm like, it happened. It's fine. Also, Jennifer said, I'm not nice enough to have a channel. I have no issues telling someone to F off. My most F off video that there was is my most viewed one at the moment. I literally told a dude to shut the fuck up and get out of a community he's not in.
I know.
One of the biggest YouTubers on the channel or on the platform. So, welcome. If you don't follow Teresa is Dead, it's also another good example of somebody who's just like, whatever, I don't like it or I like it.
Yeah, and I like because like for instance, I have a product that I don't like, and there's so many people who liked it. I got it. I'm gonna have to talk about it. It's in my list of videos that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about it. But I don't like it. Everybody else liked it. It was for white people. It's not for me. No offense to anybody who's white, but it wasn't for me. It didn't work out for me because I'm brown, and I bought it because everybody was talking about it, and I thought maybe it'll work, and it did not, and I was sad.
Yeah,
but like.
Oh, Tracy, you skipped an amazing. Tracy does great storytelling. I hope you turn that into something. She tells date stories on the Discord.
Unsubscribe from your channel, so I'm gonna have to go check that. Emily, I will be right back. I have to go grab my freaking eye drops because my eye drops are about to poke out. No, you can't put it on the bingo card because I'm not doing it on camera. So
yeah, I'm sure you will in like a half an hour though.
I know. I'm gonna go find them. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. I see Yolanda's comment. I've been doing analytics, and these brands are catching on to the fact that small beauty YouTube is where it's at. I lurk and burn her account to check out the numbers. In the last 3 months, the top 20 aren't doing well. Well, exactly, because I feel like they're not I don't know. It's like they're not actually reviewing things. They're just showing. They're just like showing products. They're like, oh yeah, I got this, and then I got this, and isn't this amazing? And it's just like, you told me nothing about any of those products. Welcome, Christine, in real life. Yeah, and Stinky Eggs. You don't have to be positive to be a positive creator on this platform. Here's the thing that I think. You don't have to be artificially positive. You don't have to be fake. You can just be who you are. You can hold brands accountable. You can hold creators accountable. And people are here for that. And the people that are not, people that would be like, oh, you're so negative. You're so critical. You don't want them as an audience anyway. You don't. Yeah, Pete's Toya, we can't relate to them and they don't review anymore. We never see the products again. Exactly. It's like, okay, you told me you loved a foundation, but then I never saw you use it again. You had it on your face for 30 minutes while doing a video. How can I trust that? Let's see. Oh, and follow for follow. So Tan said the idea of follow for follow doesn't feel right. That's technically illegal, I think. And YouTube has been like, I feel like they're being more proactive about kind of not promoting or kind of hurting channels that are doing follow for follow. Just catching up with the chat. Yeah, Atelier, seeing videos from people who have used products multiple times as opposed to using it once only is why small creators are better. I agree. And I think it's very easy to, if you have a bigger makeup collection, sometimes I do find myself realizing like, oh, I haven't gone back to this product in a while, or, oh, I didn't use this very much. And so then you have to force yourself. But if you're always getting, especially when you're always getting new PR, you're just like, I'll just pick up something new now. Wait, what's going on in the chat? Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. I am trying to see what's going on. Oh, Donia or Donna, thank you so much. Sending you to love. I'm so glad I found both of your channels. I'll finish the stream on the replay. We'll be here. Tati getting $3,000 worth of products and uses one eyeliner, or is on break for months and is getting a bunch of shit and not even showing it. Thank you, Mo. For those who don't know, follow for follow is against terms of the TOC. I never remember that phrase. And if you do that, it can prevent you from getting monetized and the subscribers can get taken away. Because here's the thing also is that YouTube is really intense about only monetizing once you've hit a certain number of watch hours. And a lot of times those follow for follow trains, as Audra was saying, they're not helping your watch hour. They're only helping your subscribers. So it's not much of a help at all. I'm just like, yeah, so I'm trying to think of some of my favorite creators, especially people that I didn't mention in the tag, Kiracy's tag. Wait, I can't hear you, Audra.
I know, because I was switching forward.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jamie. I like,
hey, Jamie.
Hauls are so fun, to be honest, because like I anti-haul almost everything. I anti-haul a lot of palettes. I'm kind of not that person anymore. I really prefer, I'm looking for someone specifically on my Instagram, so I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Ron. Because I saw him, I was like, who was that? So, but I'm more of a single shade person now, so I like love that. But I'm trying to think of who else I also greatly enjoy. Like I also love, like obviously we said Robert, but I love James. He just did a TikTok. And he was like said it looked like it was filmed in the 90s, And I saw it, and it kind of did, and I loved it though because it brought back like those Noxzema girl vibes. Where she was like, psh, she's like, I'm the Noxzema girl, and then she was also the killer in Urban Legend. So that was funny to me.
Oh, speaking of, Kimberly said Kelsey Brianna Bay. Yes, she's amazing. I've subscribed to so many new people from her stream.
Rami, hi boo.
Hey, Rami. God, who else? Oh, if you don't know who Kimberly Clark is, you should follow Kimberly Clark and watch her old videos. That's why anti-hauls exist, is because of Kimberly Clark, at least to my knowledge. Or that's how they got popularized. And I find her to be very helpful for kind of squashing the super consumerist bug in me. Although that doesn't mean my makeup goblin has not been fully active.
Amy Loves Makeup. For those of you who
yes.
are into or want to get into independent makeup, which if you're into cruelty-free, vegan, your best bet is to go to independent makeup. Amy Loves Makeup is not only just delightful and fun, but she's really, really honest about her reviews. She was one of the few who tried the wing gloss lip whatevers, and she was like, see how much I care about them? I'm like, the lip whatevers. And she did not have a good time with them. It was not a good show for her. And she was just like, I'm really sorry. They're not for me. Like, and I was glad that.
And she tried hard. She tried in different formats, different layering. And she's a sweetheart. Oh God, why can't I think of anybody now? Of course. Wait, let me open up my
Sharita Explain Girl is in the where she discusses. So she's more of a commentary channel. She's not a drama channel. I know people might think that, but she's not actually a drama channel. She's a commentary channel. And what she does is she tends to go over a situation and explain in detail like why this is happening and why it's happening this way and its effect on everything. So she is really, she recently hit 5,000 subscribers, and I was like, yes, bitch, you deserve.
That's so exciting.
Amazing. And she's funny. And I just truly enjoy her content. It's really good content. I like to watch it, and it's very fun and exciting. And it's not a negative, like I don't get a negative vibe. Like I do get sad sometimes watching her commentary, but at the same time, I'm getting information. So I love that. Yes, Angela Nyquist is amazing. I'm never going to say it right. And I know that. Angelica.
I'm
so sorry. Yeah, listen, I'm an American. You know, we only speak one language here. Okay. They don't bother us with extra languages. They just don't. So trying to say Nyquist.
Just say Nyquist. Just say Nyquist. It's fine. Just say it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like the more I try to be like, oh my God, I can't say her name. I'm just like, that's just kind of annoying.
I'm just gonna say Angela Nyquist because it's so much easier.
But it's Angelica, not Angela. That's the only thing I would correct.
Did I not say Angelica?
You said Angela a couple of times. I was like, it's Angelica or Angie.
I'm trying to say Angie, and when I'm trying to say like one thing, I just don't say the right thing.
No, it's fine. I'm just messing with you. I wanted to call out. She's not necessarily a small channel. Oh, hi, Diana.
Thank you. She found the Dead Loves and Teresa's dead, and we're A1. Thank you, Diana.
So one of the creators, she's not a small creator per se, but she's not also in the millions. Cora Diane or Vintage or Tacky is like the first. I think she was the first beauty YouTuber I found that I was like, I'm in. And this was years ago when she was just like filming against like a zebra print fabric background, and she does like bright makeup. She's done like glitter lips. She's done all this kind of stuff. She's just and she's like grown and changed over the years, but I'm just here for it because I love her as a person. I appreciate her as a person. So I had to mention. I also a smaller channel, Raw Paint. Raw Paint is like shit. The shit.
I fucking love Raw Paint.
So smart, so insightful. I found her through Mia's Virtual Vanity, who I also fucking love, and is like another person who just has like uses words like blades, just like slices through something, and it's like, this is what's happening. Between Raw Paint and Mia, I love them.
that American bio class. ¿Dónde está el baño? American bio class. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Alex said, I love Cora. She lives close by and I've always wanted to meet her. I actually got to meet her a couple of years ago. She did this like small meetup when she was in New York when the Sephora in Brooklyn had just opened up. I think she was staying in Brooklyn, and I got to like hang out with her and Mikey, her husband, and like 3 other people. It was like a tiny group. My heart.
Yes, yeah. Raw paint. Okay, Toya, raw paint is the business. First of all, I don't know how I found raw paint, but I'm subscribed to her channel. She will occasionally like live stream this game, and it's just hilarious. She'll do her makeup first and live stream this game. It is so much fun, and I just have such a good time. Her and like also Karen Harris. Karen Harris is a lot of fun as well. And the reason I bring up both of them is because they're also brown women. So it's very, very important to recognize that brown women, not just because, if you are into color, right? If you are into color, brown women is where it's at to check to see if this color is legit, okay? I'm not saying that like white, it's really like brown women and pale women. It's like your Emily's and your Angie's, and then like me and brown women like that.
But honestly, even for pale women, color is going to show up because we're fucking pale.
Yes.
So, okay.
But it's also not. Like if it doesn't work for you and you're pale as fuck and it's not really showing up on you, bad news. Bad news.
Fair.
It's a beautiful brown color and it's not showing up.
Yes.
But yeah, like that's my favorite thing is I can go to these beautiful, like lovely brown women, and that's who I go to. Like there's channels where I'll watch their channel or like watch because I like their content, and there's other people I go to because I need to see how it looks. And I'm like, how does it actually look? How does it look? So when you go to brown women, you look at brown and like just persons of color. When you look at people of color, that's going to tell you a lot about color right there. If you love color, you go over to the brown women channels, you're going to see immediately, especially like yellows. That is how you test your yellow. But that's how you're going to find out like if it's actually good shit. Because half the time, if I'm struggling to make a color show up like I did with that Fenty Moroccan Spice palette, I was just like, I can't, this is mud. I'm like, I don't understand what's wrong with this palette, but it's just mud. And for me to be able to like, especially at that point, I was starting to like come into like, oh, I kind of like color. And I was like, why does it not work? So yeah, it helps. I followed Nisa and Raw Paint because their eyes are most similar to mine, and this helps when knowing what's going to work and what colors work. Exactly. Because I mean, honestly, like I like to put together colors that I think are not, I like putting together colors that are sort of dissimilar and then tying it all together. So that's something that I enjoy is like putting together colors that people would normally like, I don't know that I would put orange and purple together like that. I'm like, I don't know that I put orange and blue together. I'm like, I just did it. And then when it's done, you're like, oh, okay. So that's the kind of thing I like. Mia is phenomenal, by the way. She's Emily just dropped it in there. Mia, chef's kiss. I love her. She is so beautiful and so funny and intelligent and articulate. Yes. So I love that as well. We got makeup and travel.
I'm also like dropping links in the chat, so that's why I'm a little distracted.
Yes, no, you're fine. I like brown women channels because they tell you how to make the color show up by just even looking at the techniques they use. Exactly. I mean,
yeah.
And that's the thing. When you come to smaller channels, you're also going to be able to find techniques that maybe you wouldn't see anywhere else. Like for instance, me and my little stipple technique that I do because of the folds that I have. So I have deep set hooded eyes, and then I have this right here, there's just this big crease fold. And if I just try to go like windshield wiper motions, there's a whole section right here that will not get filled in with any color, any. And I struggled for so long just trying to be like, trying to do it the way that they did it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll try this. Maybe. And once I just started being like, I'm just going to dot this color on. That's what worked. That's what saved me. Because yes, there are techniques, right? There are techniques, but there's also going to be things that are never going to work for you. Like no matter what you do. So for me, no matter what I do, no matter what fancy brush I have, going like that is not going to help me right here. So my like V outer area, I need to pack color on and pack it almost. I pack almost all the way up to here, and then right here is where I can actually start doing a blend. But over here, it's just packing. So I don't actually blend out the edge all that often. I pack color on and then I just blend from there because I can't like it just won't. Otherwise, I won't have any color there. It's just gonna dissipate. So I'm like, okay. Legal and lipstick is on. Yes, I like her.
So I was dropping a couple links in the chat. So Legal and Lipstick, who's actually active in our Discord, which my heart. She doesn't upload that often, but the videos she uploads are so good and insightful and very helpful. Her, I think, Hi Smeagol, her most recent video, which is a couple months old, was comparing the Pat McGrath quad special shadows to the other special shadows and how they're not the same. And I thought that was interesting. Someone else new that I've discovered is Candace Victoria. So there's a group called the Repan Revolution, which is just a group chat on Instagram of different people who repan, meaning either they take a palette and they turn it into single shadows, or they just take it apart, or they're just a single eyeshadow lover. Candace Victoria has a huge collection of palettes and singles, and has been she just has a ton of makeup. She kind of reminds me of in a way sometimes of Tina the Fancy Face, maybe not as intense of a collection, but she's another good one.
She said everyone's doing color. Yeah, I don't really like to do. So for me, I don't know if you guys know. I don't really like to do a nude lip. I will do one on occasion, just depending on how I did my eye. But I like for my lips to be just as fantastic. I didn't listen. The goddess did not bless me with these perfectly shaped lips for me to be nude with these bright eyes. No, I'm just kidding.
Heather Morehouse is that's amazing. Look at that. I love that your stipple technique is becoming this helpful technique.
Yeah, that's swirly motion. It is they'll be I'm just gonna do this, and I'm I did that, and nothing happened. I got it right here, and then this whole area here devoid of color. And when I blink, and when I was trying to take closed eye photos, it's and there's a whole patch missing. I'm oh, I'm so sexy. So sorry.
And earlier, Erica mentioned Heather Morehouse. Heather Morehouse is a very artistic, creative one. I really like her personality. I think she's British, and just the personality, the accent, the looks. She's really she'll do literally painted book covers on her face, and she's also created this makeup with mouse kind of challenge where every month or every couple months she'll put out a new prompt that's inspired by her patrons, and then she'll share anyone that does the challenge. Basically, she'll share their photos in a video. So she seems like a real sweetheart.
And Tan, you are correct. There are not people with deep set eyes, and we do have to use a different, because that was the thing, is it became so difficult because I kept trying to figure out, was I don't feel like my eyes are hooded. And I was I need, because I have all this space. I'm I'm able to use all of this space. It's fine. I was I don't feel like they're hooded. But I was but I have this line here. And I was it's because my eyes are deep set. So it's my eyes are so very deep set. So I have all this lid space, which is perfectly fine. But trying to because of how far back it's set, you have this fold. You have this beautiful little fold here. Yeah. And trying to work with that fold is a whole other ball game of trying to be okay, stipple this here, then bring this here, then bring the color here. Even just trying to bring this color up, I tend to, for the most part, only get it to the fold and not above it. Because if you get it above the fold, you have this weird wrinkle. And as much I've tried a multitude of things, maybe there's something else I'll figure out at some later point. But I try not to put the shimmer too far up above the fold unless I'm doing the whole eye, that shimmer, and then that's fine. Because otherwise, it kind of, when I get it up here, it does a weird deal, and it's hard to keep that line looking neat and clean. So yeah, my eyes are very deep set, and I felt there just really wasn't anything out there for me. So I just started doing my own thing and said, fuck it. And then that was the thing that also made me feel Like I couldn't do makeup because I was like everybody else is over here doing the windshield wiper motion, and I'm like, I didn't really do that. I just pat color on right here because like I can't do that. Like that doesn't work for me. Like
And literally every time you would either say in a video, don't talk about how I do my makeup, or like not show you doing your makeup because you felt like you would get judged. I'm like, nobody cares, or they're learning a technique that they didn't know that they could use. Also, somebody else with deep set eyes that I know, and I shared her with you, Faces by Gina, mostly an Instagram account, but also has a YouTube account. She has, in my opinion, really deep set eyes and has like some of the lines, wrinkles that you have, and does some fucking ridiculous things with eyeshadow. Like,
yes.
yeah.
And Becky, I don't think you suck at blending. You probably have shitty eyeshadow. Don't worry about it. Also,
Yeah.
blending, fun fact, you can blend backwards. So a lot of people feel like you have to, this is why I don't do transition shades because it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for my style.
Transition shades are trash.
But it legitimately does not work for me for how I apply my makeup. So for instance, here, I did not put the orange on first. Okay. I put the purple on. And then I came in and blended the orange into the purple as opposed to the way other people would do it upwards. A lot of people do it. I do my makeup backwards almost every single time. And because I don't like to put a lot of work into blending, and I find it's easier for me to get the colors to set and go into each other easier and blend into each other easier if I'm doing it backwards. So I'd already done all this, and then I threw the orange in around it, and then you can't, like, it looks like I actually did a full-on hardcore like blend and did all this stuff. I'm like, no, I didn't do that. I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. I don't have, like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to spend 2 hours trying to do that. No, not.
But the other funny thing, and the reason why I always poke fun at you with this is because I think that I feel like from just having gotten to know you that you spent a long time like doubting your skills or second guessing what you're doing. But the reality is that what you just described is what a lot of beauty people that I watch are doing. No one is just doing it exactly the same every time. Like for the longest time, everyone was doing a transition shade and then deepening and deepening. Now I see a lot of people, they do the darkest color first, they pack it on, they don't blend, and then they go in with other colors. So I think the reason why I'm mentioning this is just like, also, if you're watching and you want to start a channel or you have a channel but you feel questionable, like your style is your style.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with how you apply makeup. And yes, I will link Faces by Gina. It's Gina, but I will link her. There's nothing wrong with how you do. Oh, hey T. There's nothing wrong with how you do makeup. And if you have trouble doing it, I agree with what Audra said. A lot of times if things aren't blending, it's probably because the shadow is shit.
Daisy, a transition shade is, okay, so I'll show you. This is basically the shade that virtually every palette puts. It's some bullshit ass colored shade that you can use for, I don't get why you use it, but basically you can take a shade that's boring as fuck, like maybe this a one or this a one. I can't point in this camera. But they're like boring kind of base shades, and then you build stuff on top of it. I personally am not a fan of the transition shade because what's the point for me? Like, what am I transitioning to? Like, if I'm making, like, I'm doing this bright ass color look, right? So what is the point in me putting like this tan? Like, what is the tan for? It's for nothing. For me, for like this look, the tan.
Traditional transition shades are for neutral looks. They're for basic bitch looks.
Yes.
That's the thing is, but everyone started saying, well, you have to put a transition shade down. And I'm like, if I put a transition shade down and then go in with like a blue or a green, you know what's going to happen? That tan that I just put down plus the color is going to turn into some weird, gross, muddy brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just fucking yourself over because then you're like, but then my colors don't look like colors. They look like weird, muddy things because you don't.
Exactly.
You don't need a transition color.
Exactly. Transition shades aren't really needed. You're right. Even on your basic bitch looks, I have not used a transition shade really ever. I've just done my makeup. I don't feel like I needed, and it's fine for people who do, but I've never used it because I was just like, why am I doing this? This doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to put this on. But also because I blend backwards, that That's fine. Every single time I have my eyeshadow up this did not come first. Like every single time, none of this came first. None of that. Like that all came last. Like that was the end result. And it came because I was like, okay, when I figured out what the shimmer shade was going to be, that's when I was like, okay, then this is what I'm going to blend up here. Like that's how I do that. Like it's all putting it together backwards. And I start, I start out here, but I've also started in here, but I blend back. Like I will take this color and blend it into this color and then blend this back up and then I'm good. Like that's what makes it easier for me because then I'm not having to worry about like.
Well, and a transition shade could also be a color. Like if you want to do a blue eyeshadow look, your transition could be a softer blue and then you can go in with a deeper blue, but that's just called blending colors. That's not even transition. Like it's just called blending colors together.
Yeah,
I mean, exactly.
That's really what it is you're actually just blending. So truly you just choose what you want. I just don't feel the need to have a specific shade that I've laid down on my lid as like the transition for everything. Like that's not for me. So for me, I'm just like, yeah, I'm putting this shit on my face. Like that's how I do makeup. I just kind of go like, I'm just putting this down and then I'm going to blend it back the way that I need to blend it back. And I'm happy with that. And then I kind of use my brow bone sometimes for like, if I'm drawing like lines in here, I'll use my brow bone. Because if you look, like most of us have a bit of a natural line, especially when you're deep set. Like I have a natural line that goes through my eye, like all the way, like even into where the inner eye corner highlight is. Like I have this natural line all the way through that also already gives the illusion that I'm blending like a motherfucker. I'm not. So when you have deep set eyes, like work your shit backwards. It's gonna make it, you're gonna look like you blended. You did it, but who cares?
Also, I just have to call out earlier, Nate said, oh, is that the new Natasha palette? Nate, you don't even know Audra. That's the old sunset, sunrise, whatever palette, not the new bronze palette that looks like it's 3 shades.
And now I feel bad for having accepted it because I'm like, it's boring.
What do you mean? So what? You could always pass it on as well, like Sisterhood of the Traveling palette.
Like, I'm going to try to use it because I have Natasha Denona. I'm supposed to be so excited. So excited. I open it, I'm like, so bored. Like this one.
That's why I didn't use it.
Like I like this one a little bit more because of this like reddish like shade here. But it's not exactly, I don't know, it's just kind of boring. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just can't. Thank you.
I'm not going to apologize for Natasha Denona being boring.
It's kind of boring. Like, I'm sorry. Like, ugh. And here's the thing. I did the Slay Day in May with tea, and it's like I got even more into color doing that. So it's just like these basic palettes aren't doing it for me. I used to be a basic bitch, so I'm not making fun of anybody who is, but it's not my bag. Like, honestly, when I get a job, I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm going to be like walking in with like, whatcha? Looking every day. They're like, we're going to need you to tone down your makeup. I'm like, I'm going to need you. The satchel of Richard.
Also, I agree with Erica and T about putting shimmers wherever. Like the old, I mean, if you haven't seen a look from me before, I literally have shimmers from lash line to practically my brow.
Yeah, like and bonus lower lash is shimmer. Like that is a shimmer shade in my lower lash.
And bonus, if the mattes suck, you can cover them up with shimmers, which is what I just did.
It's not. I think it's not like I think the thing is the colors are pretty, but I have singles that are better. Now this yellow is actually quite lovely, but like for this one I will probably keep because the sunset because I actually do like this one, but the sunrise I'm not as a big of a fan of. Oop, bye champagne. I'm like.
I felt like the mattes and sunrise were more interesting, but the shimmers were weak, even though they looked more interesting. But then the shimmers in the bigger palette, like I know some of those golds are really beautiful, but they're not for me.
Yeah, I feel not for me. I just feel like this palette is interesting in speckles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like the red and then the yellow and then like the white and the golds, like. like there's like 4 colors that are really fantastic, and then the rest of it's just kind of like okay for me.
Yeah.
So, but it's not like anybody's fault that I discovered that color is my bag. So like,
T one shadow looks, but one shadow looks are amazing. A good dimensional shimmer can literally, okay, I have this over here. This is my purple palette that I made. That was like a naked ultraviolet dupe. But like this super shimmery color from Divina called Asteria, like these like purple, brown, blue shades. This is a one shadow look. Obviously, this is a very glittery formula, but a slightly more subtle version of this formula. Like you put it on the lid with a glitter glue, so it's really intense, but then you blend it out and then you get like the brownish base to it as the blend out color.
Daisy, good luck on that, because like good luck trying to get that out of Emily, because I tried to do the Instagram brow once and I was like, I don't have a face for that, so I just
Exactly.
that's all it was. I was like, I don't have a face for that.
Yeah, Toya said I'm not a fan of matte shadow on my lower lash line. I prefer to apply shimmers there. I will put mattes, but I usually end up putting shimmers on top because I think the mattes end up looking too dry, too cakey.
Yeah, I mean, so I have a matte underneath, and essentially what I did is I chose a color that was purpley, and the reason I did it is just basically to ground the shimmer. That's all I did it for, is to ground that shimmer and not let the shimmer, like as the like, for instance, as you sweat and the night wears on, to ground the shimmer and not let it just be like traveling down my face. So that's what I use the matte for, is like, and you gotta get in, if you look, you have to get in really, really tight with the color, with the matte. When you get in there really, really tight and have the color like right up against, but not touching the shimmer, if that makes sense. And then your shimmer is grounded, so even when you're sweating and getting crazy, like your shimmer is going to stay in there, and the matte just keeps it from sliding, from traveling.
I was trying to see if I had a brow pencil over here. That's why if you're hearing clicking, I was trying to see if I had a brow pencil. I was like, I'll do some bold brows for you right now, because I saw someone else say they wanted to see bold brows, but I don't know if it's over here.
I don't like to have them crazy ass brows, y'all, but you know what? Look at my face. Look at where my hair is. Like, that's not for me. I don't even want to make hairs in mine. I'm like, listen, like the fact that people will sit there and draw hairs, I'm like, listen, and that it couldn't be me. It could not be me.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm so sorry. Like I'm like, I have 17 hairs on each side. I'm literally not going to go in here and spend extra time trying to like draw, like make it look like I have hairs over here. There's not hair over here. I don't care if you think it's fake. I've never been clocked for it. Like nobody's ever been like, oh, those aren't your eyebrows. Like I usually say that to people. I'm like, oh, these aren't my eyebrows. And then they're like, those aren't your eyebrows? I'm like, yeah, those aren't my eyebrows. And they're like, oh.
And I'm just a brow gel person. I'm like, I'm trying to find the right balance of a brow gel that's pigmented, but a little fibrous for like more like body to my brows, but not so pigmented that it's like putting on a pomade. Oh, Yolanda. Yes.
I'm glad.
Making shitty days a distant memory.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab another drink. I will be right back.
Anne said I have 90s brows. Where did it go? It just skipped on me. I have 90s brows. They'll never be bushy, so I just ignore them. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not like, first of all, we just don't need to. Of course, Thorn, we just don't need to. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ron. The drawn out hairs are actually like, to me, I don't know. I just grew up different. I have some hair right here, and then the rest of this, there's just not really any hair. There's like sparse hair there. It's not a big deal. Like I want to have my eyebrows be the way my eyebrows are. I'm not gonna try to draw these like it looks good on a lot of people, but on me it doesn't look good because like my face is all right here. Also, I have a lot of forehead, and when I like use up too much of the forehead space, I look weird. Yes, same. I don't even care if they're both the same looking eyebrow. Like I don't feel like each eyebrow has to look exactly the same. I'm like, this one does what it does, this one does what it does. And really, if you don't say anything, most people just think they're fine. Like Second drink for Emily. Yes. The no concealer fake out. Wait, let me see what she said. Oh, I'm missing it. I'm looking for it. I feel like I lost it. Honestly, I blow out my lower lash line so I don't have to mess with concealing my tiredness. I do the same. Like I will blow I will blow this out a lot of times if I'm like really like, especially if I have like massive wrinkles happening. I'm like, ugh, let's blow that shit out, and that way it looks good. Nobody knows that I'm old. Oh my god, your natural brows are so thick you can't see skin. So I sort of have to overfill them where it looks weird. I got you. So my favorite brow pencil is the Milani. This is another one that's gone to this length. I have two more now. Every time I go buy one, I literally buy two at a time. But it's the Milani Stay Put brow pomade pencil, and this is the shit because they managed to do the best of both worlds, which is a pencil and a pomade all in one, and I really like that a lot. People say brows should be sisters and not twins, but my brows are beefing. They don't know each other. Girl, neither do mine. Like, so, because here's the thing. I started to just go with what my brows are doing naturally. So this one is more pointed in this direction. Like, this is how it's set up. And this one's more bushy right here. So I just let it be set up like that. I quit trying, because I feel like if I try to match them, one is always like way too big, much bigger than the other one, and I can't correct it. So I finally just gave in and I said, okay, this is what they want to do. This brow over here just wants to be kind of pointed, and then this brow was kind of bushy. And I let it do that as opposed to trying to fix it. Because the more I tried to fix it, the weirder it got. So like now I just have two different brows and I don't give a fuck anymore. Like I don't care. If you're judging me on my brows, like we don't even need to talk. Like why are we talking? Like, you know what I mean? If you're just like, oh, your brows aren't the same. I'm like, oh my God, neither are yours. Your eyes aren't the same size. Like
speaking of the pomade pencil, I found it. I'm gonna give you a little brow. And also this is my third drink because I did have a cider during Kelsey's live. So third cider.
I know this is like my second little champagne. Okay, I don't know why this is so good, but it's not regular champagne though. It's like a champagne Pinot thing.
Did you see how
champagne
quick this damn pencil is?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like waxy pencils. If I'm going to use a pencil, I rarely do. This that's more creamy is so much easier.
It's like your eyebrows going like bam, bam, bam. Like yeah. I'm not even fighting it. Like that's why I love this pencil. Like y'all gotta like Rami, your brows are not feuding. I have seen your brows. I've seen something else, but I ain't saying it. Anyways.
We saw a lot of that brunch.
Party like a rock. Party like a rock star. Saw a lot of bend and snap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, T, that was so amazing. We were talking about that earlier, but because we were talking about how beautiful and kind and inclusive the community really is. And just really talking about how like Kelsey literally could have just done a normal, like, it's my 50K. And instead of doing that, she's like inviting everybody to like come hang out. That's a party. That's like, that's the kind of shit I want to do. Yeah, I mean, so, because eyebrows are subjective. And here's the thing. I have accepted many things about my makeup. I've accepted that one eye is like each eye is going to be different. Mm-hmm. Like the colors are going to be there, but like my eyes are different sizes. They're different shaped. And I've like realized, you know what? I'm not trying to correct this. I am no longer trying to correct and like make my face perfect because my face already is perfect. Thank you, goddess. The way that it came is like it's perfectly acceptable. So I'm not
everyone is perfect, not perfectly acceptable. Perfect.
Thank you. So I'm literally not gonna spend all this extra time trying to make shit look crazy. Toya, good night, Toya. Look at her glowing in that photo though. Every time, and that dimple
glowing. Yes,
glows in the dimple. She's like, jeez.
There are some bold brows for y'all. They're not Instagram brows, but they're bold. But here's the thing: is when I put my glasses on, it's like Do you see much?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yes. I can see it. Like it's
Anyway.
Oh, I'm loving the 90s like flip there with your hair.
I know. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about getting them even. No, they don't have to be even. That's
No.
that's how you have no hair left. That's how you end up looking like a naked mole rat. I'm gonna pretend I didn't say that out loud, but anyways.
When Amanda Beebe used that phrase in her most recent video, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it.
Amanda Beebe, if you guys are not watching Amanda Beebe, I don't know what to tell you. She is hilarious. Okay, the last time, like that video, was that yesterday that she put that video out? I was eating and then I was trying to drink something and then I just gave up all of those things because I was literally like choking on food, spitting things out. Like I'm like, because she just says it. She says everything was just like this.
Yeah,
her delivery
is amazing.
So,
and I would love to get brow tattoos. I would actually get tattoos, not microblade. Like I would get microblade, but actual tattoos, yeah.
Yes.
But I love that. I don't get many tattoos, but when I do, I prefer a face tattoo. The least interesting man. I remember discovering
bam, bitch. I told you.
Thank you. I just usually don't have the patience. I'm just a brow gel person, but I gotta play with it more often. Yeah, Amanda always makes me cackle. Like she just makes me lose my ever living shit.
Right, like your whole like yourself. Like my body, like my soul has like left for a second. When she said that naked mole rat, that's about when it like my soul just kind of was like boop and like flipped back in because I was like, ugh.
I was like, I'm done, except I'm not. I'm going to keep watching.
And then when she goes off on The Sims, like, I can't have it because she's like, who asked for this? Like, she's so upset.
All of Amanda's names, Jehovah Rat, like Jebediah Snorkelfish.
That's what messed me up. She had
in that video.
There were so many names that she kept throwing out for him, and every time she had like threw another one, I was like, I need to remember. And then she had another one, so I didn't remember most of them because I have to go back because I was like, oh no, her intros are so funny. Here's the thing. What's interesting is like I find her to be a positive light in the beauty community because while she may be highlighting the bullshit and the fuckery, she's doing it in a way that is one, helpful for those who don't know about what's going on. And two, like, listen, even if you don't like play The Sims, because I don't play The Sims. I don't play The Sims. Do you know how much Sims content I watch? A lot. I watch As Told by Kenya talk about The Sims. I watch Amanda Beebe talk about The Sims. And I watch fucking Abby play The Sims. Abby Williamson. I watch her play Abby Williamson. If you watch this, I'm waiting for my house full of David Bowies. Where is it? Anyways.
Also, both Rami and Alex in the chat she said something like the man who looks like he wakes up and died every day.
She did. She's like, she did say that. She's like, you know, he wakes up and died every day. I'm like, oh my God.
And that's the thing is that, like, again, she's an example of somebody who can be critical of the beauty community, but also like you're funny as hell about it and you're being honest. So yes, that's a positive person in the community.
Yeah. Hi, Samantha. Well, yeah, because is that a pit bull?
Oh, dear puppy. Oh.
Is that a pit bull, Samantha? Is that a pit bull?
She has puppies. She said, I'll be leaving you guys. I have to go walk my puppies. So I'll see you. Oh.
Okay. Bye. Pit bull. I'm not going to survive until I get the answer because it feels like that's a big pit bull head, and I just need to say that. But because here's the thing. Being critical is not negative.
Mm-hmm.
Critical is not negative. It is very imperative that we all remember that being critical isn't being negative. Being critical of a brand is not being negative. You know, like T has a lot of videos where she'll talk about like your faves are fucking up, right? She is not saying, she's not being negative. She's telling you about the brand and the things that they are doing incorrectly so that you are informed of what the brand is doing with humor as well. But that's not negative. Negative would just be coming on and being like, everything this brand does is trash and I hate it and I don't have reasons why. You know what I mean? Like that's negativity. Negativity is being hateful and nasty and trying to drag people through the mud, ruin people's careers, ruin people's lives, cause people to have bad thoughts. That's not how we want this to work. Like I do not, and I've said this before. I've said this to Emily, how like I got upset. Like I don't watch drama channels because I was feeding myself way too much of that. I was feeding my soul way too much of that negativity. And it's not the people who run it, because obviously we all go watch and everybody likes to see a good train wreck once in a while. The problem is if you keep watching these train wrecks, it's like bad for your brain. It is her like it because it changes the way you see everything, and it makes doing beauty content, if you do it, less fun. It makes watching it less fun because suddenly everything is like heightened, and every little thing that happens, like we saw that with the Jaclyn Hill lipsticks. When that happened, now every day, like every other day, there's somebody who's like, I found something on my lips, and you're like, shh. Like this, shh. That's not that bad. And people are like, oh, it's made me look at all my makeup every time. And I'm like, okay, we'll do that. But like also realize that like there's a difference between an entire batch gone bad and like you opening up your lipstick and like a piece of fuzz is like one piece of fuzz is on it and it's like on the top of it, which generally means like maybe the plastic wasn't actually sealed. Somebody opened it. Like that's not the same. So
and with her, there's a difference between your lipstick having that fuzz on it or having a bubble or having a weirdness to it and it having a batch code that's unique to it versus specifically with her where all of her colors were the same batch code. So you don't know where that lipstick came from. Yeah. But if you as a consumer are like, okay, this thing has a thing on it, you could go to the company and be like, hey, I bought a lipstick. It's batch code this. It has a situation inside of it. I would like a replacement, and I'm letting you know that. So also you can follow up with other ones in it. Like, it's totally different versus what her situation, which is not very positive. And I also wanted to highlight anti-consumerism is not negativity.
Correct.
And that whole perspective on the fact that anti-hauls are like a negative video that gets all these views, I'm like, of course a rich person would tell me that anti-hauls are negative and the same as tearing someone down and making them want to take their life.
Because here's the thing. The good thing about there's so many good things about anti-hauls. And a big one is that it stops you, like it stops me. So when you guys come for, like lately, when you guys come for me and Kara and Emily on our Tuesday new makeup release, which we haven't done makeup release because there's nothing really been coming out. But the thing about that is, if you were thinking about buying something or thinking about spending money, we're all always budget conscious because we're Americans and we just don't get any money. Like they're not going to let us have any money in this country. Okay. They don't want you to have any. They want you to just be like beat down. So the point is the goal of an anti-haul is actually positive. Like it's not to be negative. The goal of the anti-haul is to be like, this is crap, I hate it. The actual goal is to be like, you know what? I see it. I get why people might like it. But you know what? I'm not going to spend my money on it because X, Y, Z. And actually be able to explain why you're not going to buy something. And I do understand what you're saying. Like the line between drama and criticism is not always so obvious. I'm like, not obvious. But most drama channels are basically the YouTube equivalent of tabloids. Exactly. So what happens is, it's one thing for instance, being critical of Shane saying the things that he said is not negative. We're being critical. Now, when we talk about him being a dickbag and how not showering isn't a personality trait, that's pretty mean. That's mean. I'll admit it. But like the man infantilized himself. He infantilized himself so that he could get away with being a horrible person and being able to like try to turn that I'll talk about that in this realm of, in order for him to be seen in a positive light, he infantilized himself and everybody bought this. And people still continue to see him in a positive light because they still think of him like as a baby man, like a man baby who doesn't bathe. And I shut up. Like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
None of us want to hear from you because you've deliberately tricked us into believing that you're like, not us, because I didn't give a fuck, but like a lot of people were tricked into believing one thing about him that's not true. But there's nothing wrong with you getting something and being able to say, I don't like this because of XYZ. Like, there's things where I can literally, like Emily has it, makeup that I can pull out and go, I don't like this because it's not for Black people. Like, it's not for dark-skinned Black women and men and trans people. Like, it's not for that. Like, it's not for us. That's not being negative. That's being critical. Like, that's being critical of the product and critical of the brand. What is the point of having these brands if we're all just going to sit there, you know, sucking their Richards?
Yeah. And it's like, and also there are times, and I'm one of those people where I'm like, okay, if you are a kind of Sherry, you is right. But if you were going to be the kind of person that Jebediah Snorkelfish or Shane or even Jacqueline are, I will be negative about you. Now, Jacqueline, I'm not going to body shame because that's separate. There's other things that I can criticize, like about manipulation tactics and lying and gaslighting. You can call me negative for that. If that's what you want to say, if you want to say I'm being negative about it, sure. But if I'm just criticizing their actions and the way they've impacted the community, that's criticism.
Yeah.
And we should be able to do that with brands, with quality of what they're releasing, with like and I know this is slightly less positive, but like I even think of a brand like ColourPop who released a damn ashy tie-dye pastel collection in the midst of a Black Lives Matter protest.
Thanks.
And after throwing like 2 little bits of credit to Neon MUA and Killer King, I'm going to criticize that. Oh, yeah, Shane is a loser. So I'm going to criticize that. And you can call me negative for that. I don't care because I'm still going to do it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You can come. Like, the whole point of being, because what is a beauty channel if you cannot critically discuss the products? Like, what would be the point?
Yeah.
What would be the point of me coming here and showing you a palette and it just being like, it's colorful, and then go and show it to you?
Exactly. Like,
and then you'd be like, how does it work? It works.
Like, oh, this is soft.
Yeah.
Does it pick up product? It's soft. And look at how big it is. Look at the size. It's soft.
Do you have any issues with it? What?
It's soft.
I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative. So no, I don't. I can't. What?
Yeah.
No, you have to be able to grab the product and tell people, like, this is why I like this. This is what's good about it. This is what's not good about it. What's really fantastic about this is how 3D it looks on fucking camera. Last time I thought maybe I was like super drunk when that happened, but it's happened again. And I'm not that drunk. So, but being able to go in and explain each shade and why you like it. Like, for instance, this shade Toby, it's going to take a little bit for you to actually get the orange out of it because the first few layers of it, it does not come out. Now it does come out as orange. But when I first started using it, it was not coming out as orange. Some of the shades in here, like, you're going to have to get a little bit of the dust off the front of it. And then it's going to come true to this color. So, like, that's something I can tell you right now. If you get this Sahara Blush Volume 1, I'm going to tell you that originally when you start messing with it, it's going to take you getting it to be a little dusty to actually get it to show true to color. So that's something I learned, because at first I was like, this is not orange blush at all. The last 3 times I've used it now, I'm like, oh, it is orange. I just took a little dust off the top, and now it's orange. So, you know, previously it was like barely any shade. And I was just like, am I even putting blush on? What the hell? That's the kind of thing she said. But it's
soft. Soft. And this is also why I love our community, because we're not just all first impressions. Because you could have done a first impression of that and been like, oh, this is not pigmented at all. Like, this was a waste. 1 out of 6 colors doesn't work for me. And you could have put that out on your channel. And then, maybe you used it 2 weeks later, or maybe you didn't. And forever, that's the opinion that you supposedly believe. That's hilarious. Yeah. Like, it's just, it's soft. And it's like, okay, but is it a good shape? What do you use it for? It's soft.
Yeah, because like, listen, I'm gonna tell you, this Redford 22 brush, it is not only soft, but damn,
Twins.
does it? Thank you, girl. But damn, does it deposit the color? And for its size, so fucking precise. I have never had a brush of this size where I am literally like, this is where I want it, and it's going right there. No
Yeah.
fucking where else. It's not going all over my face. It's not going over here. It's not. It's like, I'm like, girl, my blush game has never been better. No.
But as a pointer, as you wash it, it will get bigger. It will like open up. I think they call it like blooming. So I feel like it still does apply it pretty precisely, but you might lose a little precision. But that's again why it's important to use things for.
That's all right. That's why I have the 5 brush.
I was just about to say, but I love the 5 for blush. Literally not being paid, just love these damn brushes.
Exactly.
Yes. That's said so well. We're all tired of having to ask for integrity. Oh wait, I just lost it. As a standard
I'm
for
sorry.
clout. No, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, and Yolanda, that's true. That's why I say, like, that's why I don't like to do a lot of first impressions as a general rule. I have a lot of new stuff. If I'm perfectly honest, I have a shit ton of new stuff.
Same.
And I will do like some first impressions, like putting the makeup on. But realistically, like I would rather go through my collection at some point here soon because oh my god, I'm looking at it. But like I want to go through all my powders because apparently I have a lot of them now. So many. And be able to just really talk about like how each powder works, why I'm keeping it, why I'm not keeping it. There's several that I'm gonna get. Like there's a Laura Mercier powder. Buy. It's white, so I don't need a white powder because I'm brown. And it's another one of those things that I got in a beauty box where I was just like, why in the fuck would you send me a white and they're like, it's translucent. I'm like, for white people, this white is translucent. For me, if I forget to like get one little bit of it, I just have like a white spot on my face. Like it looks like, an old man dust loaded me in the face. And I'm not about that life. And I'm really sorry that I said that out loud.
I'm just sorry that you said it as I had a mouthful of cider that I just like burped, swallowed down so it didn't spew out onto my laptop. Oh god, Nate is talking about how it's soft for dusting his boyfriend's carrot, and the entire chat is dying. From now on, if someone only says a brush is soft, that's what I'm assuming is being used for. I'm sorry. These bitches are way too expensive for touching anyone's carrot or taco.
Thank you. Listen, I love my mans. I do. But I like if he even breathed on this in the wrong direction, I'd be like, baby, we're breaking up. Like
also, I just have to nod to Rami said, as far as Shane being a loser with no integrity goes, the start of his career, he started with blackface. Should have ended there. Also, I'm going to be a little negative right now and say that his note mentions, I'm going to go back to where I started. And as a couple of different commentary channels have said, oh, so you're going to go back to where you started with blackface? That was such a good time? Okay.
Mom, we're dropping the N-bomb. Great.
Great. Go back there and get the hell out of my world. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that's so weird. Like, because I guess my problem with first impressions is, as y'all know, who've been here for a while, and when I do my foundation reviews and like really take them through their paces, my problem with them is always going to be the same. In that, yes, I can put on a foundation and sit here in front of a camera and wander around my house for 6 hours or 8 hours. But I mean, I'm not doing anything. So, and like, it's weird to me that they'll come back and they're like, I was on an airplane. I'm having some breakup here. I'm like, what are you fucking serious? Like, you didn't do anything. Like, you literally sat and did nothing all day. And then you're telling me, like, I have a little bit of breakup here. Otherwise, it's performed very well. I'm like, but you were on an airplane. Like, I need you to explain to me how that's a wear test. Like, Just
Yeah.
explain how like you filming, then from filming, if your bags weren't already packed, you packed, and then you got in a car to the airport. You went to
I
the
mean,
airport.
it's some work. I'm gonna give them like it's different from just like sitting at home
But
all
what
day.
elements were it? I mean, I guess
Like,
airplanes can be drying.
yeah. Somebody asked for good commentary channels. Sharita explains it all. Amanda Beebe, as told by Kenya.
Sometimes Luke Alexander.
Sometimes. Who else do I follow that I like? I feel like those are my go-tos.
Your life's about to be better.
I will say, if you want to try brushes, I'm just gonna be like the promo person. Check out the Rougher Concept store because
I've been in that concept store like an old bitch. I can't. I'm like, and I've been pulling my witch fingers away because I just bought like $100 and some dollars worth of skincare. Because listen, I just realized I finally started running out of my skincare, guys. I finally started running out of it. I don't even know what to do. I'm like, what the fuck? I like looked around. I was like, where are all my serums? Like.
That's amazing. Yes, Feppy.
I've had mini for so long that it's like I've never run out of it. But I guess that's what happens when I stopped getting all them beauty boxes. I finally ran out of all of those serums, and I started looking around. I'm like, oh shit, where's all my serums? Oh,
that's amazing.
For Harriet's a really good commentary channel.
Oh yeah.
But I will say, sorry about that burp, but For Harriet is not for the faint of heart, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like people that I mentioned are my go-tos, even after looking through my. If you want very well done wear tests, obviously Audra is the person.
Erica's hitting it. YouTubers points at problem area at me. Can't see over bright ass lights. Yeah. Erica, listen, when I'm doing my foundation reviews, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm like, let me turn down the lights and get down to the ugly lights. And I just pull it down into like natural ass light. Like your gross normal work light is basically what I do. I'm like, this is the kind of lighting you're going to be seen in at that time of day. So like, let me show you what this really looks like when you're in that harsh, ugly yellow light. This is it. But now they have a better camera, that'll be even more fun. Like this is my old school setup for doing live streaming.
Yeah.
But when I have my actual camera, like that's going to be a fun deal. I've been kind of holding off because I have 1, 2, 3.
Tracy is shading us. 7th bingo square, a single brush that costs more than $50. Blame Kinky Sweat. Or blame me. I don't care. Whatever.
Y'all also
I like the brushes that I bought.
Admit this, but like, okay, I gotta wash this now because it's starting to get stiff. It's starting to get like stiff as fuck. But like,
I saw you. What you did?
I gotta wash. This is my Marc Jacobs, the face too. You guys, I am upset by how much I like this brush. It hurts my whole ass heart because I am not like. And this is Kinky Sweat. This is Alicia's fault. Okay. She didn't tell me to get this brush. The reason that this is her fault is because she was always talking about fancy ass brushes. And so my dumb ass was like, let me try to get a fancy brush. So I got this. And now like I can't like live. Like I'm always doing my whole face. I'm just like doing my like concealer. I can't. Like because here's the thing about this brush. The way that it's the shape, when I do my concealer, I have enough space to like really just be like, bup, 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 and like shape the edge of my eye.
You and your big ass brushes for concealer. I still can't do a big brush. I've been using the Milani one, but it's still not quite the right one for this area. My teeny tiny little, because like it pokes me. I don't like it.
I think the reason, so the thing is, I like big brushes because I finesse them in ways.
Yeah.
And I don't know that everybody does that, but I like it because I just make the brush, like I just finesse it. And I'm like, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, move this way, move. I think the better you get with a one face brush, the easier it is.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to like dirty up 37 brushes doing all this stuff. But Britt's fucking crazy. Like,
Oh, Alex, I hope you feel better. Alex Alchemist, I'm in a lot of pain. I should get to bed.
oh, baby girl, that's is that 2 days in a row, or was it like the other day?
Aw.
I don't know how many days there are anymore, but I hope you feel better.
Oh, also, wait, yes, and T. It's funny. I don't even think of T as a commentary channel because I just think of T as like a damn good channel. But yes, T for perspectives and knowledge and laughs and all that good shit.
And T's channel is one of those channels that started to teach me, like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to. Like, I'm not just gonna do this one thing. I'm gonna do anything that I want to do. Like, is there beauty on my channel? Yes. But is it all just like, is it all, I mean, it should be, because Jesus Christ has so much shit over here. Listen, okay. I don't want any judgment when I pull this out for you, okay? I want you guys, this is a safe space. This is a safe space. Remember that time I did a lipstick declutter? Look at what's happened.
I don't even remember what you had back then. No one in Lagutta is judging. And if you are, I'm going to kick you the fuck out.
That's not even all of it, actually. There's like 2 other things.
No shame. No shame in buying.
So yeah, I mean, it's just been like, this is a whole thing, and like, beauty is a fun hobby. And I just got a Nadine West in the mail, and I was like, do I even want to do a try on for that? And I realized the answer is no, but I just don't.
And actually, that whole concept of like just doing you, that's another reason why I love this community, because so many people that I'm subscribed to are not just putting makeup on, or if they are, they're also talking about horror movies. Yeah, no, I have so many lipsticks. I need to figure out a better storage situation because I have too many right now. Too many lip products.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Stop it.
And that's the same way I feel. I have
hide somewhere.
I have so many good friends in my life who are women, and I don't have sisters, and I'm just like, that's fine. I got all these people in my life. I don't need blood sister. Fake judging. I mean, fake judging is fine. We can shade each other.
Because I see her, I see you on Instagram looking gorgeous.
Yes.
And I know that is not cheap makeup, okay? So.
Professional content creator. Speaking of hooked on phonics.
I know, I'm actually working on those. I haven't got it all fixed yet, but I'm working on a hooked on phonics t-shirt.
And yes, Rami, we were talking about Bailey Sarian earlier. We love her.
Bailey's nice.
Yeah.
And like really, really attractive, which is upsetting. Like, it hurts.
Upsetting or delightful?
Because she'll be like, shana 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 shana. And I like that she puts the words theme song in it. Like, I love that she puts theme song while she's doing it. Like, she has the asterisk and then it's a theme song and then close the asterisk. I'm like, oh no. Yes, I love it. Like, yes, bingo.
I love it. Yes. And that's the other thing that I love about this community is like people just show up in chats, and so many people are making videos. Alex Alchemist is another person who I love. I mean, even if you weren't joking, I wouldn't judge you. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I need a better, speaking of all the lipstick talk in the chat, I just need a better storage option. I don't know what to do. Weighing on my noggin. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I know.
Oh, but ESL resources.
Oh, listen. Let me just Listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So, y'all, the one thing I cannot stop buying, and by the way, I have an extra one of one of these colors, like brand new, and it is like I can't stop buying these. Like, okay, it's the magnetic thing. So this is the color that I have extra of. It's brand new, so I guess Discord, let me know, and I'll do like a drawing or something, or Patreon fam. I haven't figured it out yet, but this is Editrix. It's this gorgeous plummy brown. Like when it's on your lips, like in here, it looks very brown. On your lips, it's like plummy brown. And it's Editrix. Like, here's the thing though. I can't because like
I literally pulled out. We do this every time.
I just can't deal with it. Like every time, it's just like.
I also love this. They'll stick because of their magnets. Like, it's like they're friends. Yeah, no. I have literally a whole little, like, these are all, like, new lip purchases. New-ish.
Well, to be fair, these are all on sale for $16 because I think Marc Jacobs Beauty is, like, going away. So I'm just buying all the shit for sale. Like, I may as well get all the lippies that I want to. Because normally they're, like, some stupid amount of money. So with them being $16, I was like, fuck yeah. You're so stupid, Robbie. I cannot stand you.
Oh.
Listen, having a large forehead means that you have a large brain. That's what my mama always told me.
I could say so many things that I'm just not going to.
I know. Listen, when he started talking about his lips, I was like, you know what, Audra? This is a family channel.
Oh, and I'm talking about you too, not just Rami.
I'm like, what?
Trying to look innocent.
I like, yes, I cannot handle like magnetic lipstick. And now I can't buy any more Becca. I'll have to wait for them to do better. They just have to do better. And by then I'll have moved on. There's nothing wrong with a big forehead. Like listen, big forehead. Listen, if I didn't have a big forehead, would I be able to wear this like little fucking headband so effortlessly? No, I almost had trouble saying effortlessly though. And with that, I'm still gonna go get another drink. We're not gonna talk about it.
As Feffy said, this is a family channel. Bench where, when. Back for more drinks. Got you.
Yes, I'm going to get a drink. And I leave you with my background because everybody wants to see Pennywise stare at them and wonder if he's going to come to life. Vincent Price is next to him. And then there's Buffy. I'll be back.
Diana, and Yolanda. So Becca's parent company, Estee Lauder, I know is one of the largest donators to, I just call him the orange ape that runs our country. So I think that's why she's trying to eliminate buying from Becca and Estee Lauder brands. I think. And I'm kind of right there with her on that. Yeah, I didn't actually realize that Becca was an Estee Lauder brand either. I feel like is that kind of new? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking of how Too Faced was somewhat recently purchased by Estee Lauder when they were technically for a very long time an indie brand, even when they were in Sephora. Yeah, there's a lot of brands that are going on my not buying from list. So all of the indies are getting my money. That's for sure. Except for I'm slightly tempted by some of the new Patrick Ta stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, Kimberly, it's so hard to boycott them all. I mean, the thing that I'm finding is that the more and more I dive into the indies, the indie brands, I don't feel as much stress about not shopping as much from mainstream, but I do think it's hard to keep them all straight. Like or figure out what your lines are where you want to kind of make that line. Emily Original, anyone have waterproof mascara recommendations? I have been using, I have a basket on my floor. I should just put it on my table, but it takes up too much space right now. Oh, sorry about that. I have a basket of a bunch of my new or go-to stuff. I still love the Essence Lash Princess Waterproof, but I don't even know if Essence has like a parent company or anything shady like that. I don't know. But that is my go-to, and it's like $4. And I pretty much only wear waterproof mascara. So, yeah, Irene, the Patrick Ta blush duos, that's something that actually sincerely Alex and I were talking about. And I may pick up one of them, but I'm not sure. I'm also kind of just wanting to wait until the next Sephora sale, which is probably going to be in months and months and months, but I don't care. And T said, I think the pull-up challenge numbers were trash. That's a Lauder. I didn't even see them, but I don't trust all these big companies, if I'm being honest. And yeah, I've heard CoverGirl Exhibitionist Waterproof being nice. I find the brush is a little too oversized for my small eyes, but the formula seemed pretty good. Let's see. Oh, good night, Kathleen. Thorn was saying, if I boycott every brand, I'll have more money for skincare and won't need to buy base products. That's true. I'm trying the Uma Beauty, the foundation and concealer, and I picked up a couple of Janessa Myricks samples, so I may have some thoughts on those coming up. Oh yeah, and Karen Harris did a swatch video for the new Patrick Ta products. I know that Karen's like tan skin tone, so I know that it's not useful for everyone, but I'm sure it's helpful for some. Oh my gosh. There's so much going on with brands. Alex, Beauty Bakery had a whole lot. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of other smaller creators that I really love and support and want to see more people watch. Who else can I tell you about? Or if anyone has people you want to leave in the chat, and I can talk about them. Or Audra's back and she can help me with this conversation.
Sorry, I'm in a bit of shock.
Why? What?
I was getting my drink. Yeah, I'll talk to you on Marco Polo, because I am not. This is positivity, and that level of negativity is not warranted. And I apologize that I've been shocked for it, but I'm so sorry, y'all.
Should I get another drink? Is that kind of moment? I'm going through my drink really fast.
I looked at Twitter, and I should not have. I should not have looked at Twitter. Oh yes. Emily did get the color fix. She did.
Yes, I picked up so she's doing a set through Friday that's for Pride. That's 3 color fix and 3 of the cushion like liners, and they're all bright colors, so I got them. I got those and a wet balm and like 4 foundation samples.
Speaking of the wet balm, that's why the fuck I'm glowing to the heavens, y'all. Okay. So let me just give you some quick reviews on the Janessa Myricks that I have. I have both of these on. This is rose water, and then this is hot water. So the rose water has a bit of a pink shift. Let me see if I can open it with these crazy ass nails. I've opened it before, obviously, but as soon as the camera's on, I'm like, I can't open it. I'm so stupid. But that's kind of what it looks like. I have this shitty camera right now, so you can't see how absolutely stunning this is in real life. But when you put your finger in it, the glow. And then the hot water is actually very low key in how like you put it on. These are actually perfect. So look at this one especially. These are absolutely perfect for if you wanted to do just like fresh skin. You can use these and then top them off with a little bit of the Janessa Myricks powder. Listen, I got mine in 4.5. This powder is fucking unbelievable. It is so fine. It is brown. As we know, I like to have a brown powder. And the reason, for those of you who aren't persons of color, the reason it's so important that it is actually brown is because I don't end up with any kind of strange cast. I don't end up with flashback. I don't end up with weird issues when I'm filming or when I'm on camera. Like these are things that are important to me because when you use the white powders that they kept trying to peddle on us, when you take photos, it becomes very obvious, like right underneath your eyes and like in different places where you use the powder, very, very obvious that you have on the powder. This is so fine that you need very, very little of it to cover your entire face. All right. And it does a very good job without taking away any of your glow, girl. And I use these underneath my blush. I don't put them on top. I use them underneath. And I'm like, and you're still glowing to the heavens. So then the other thing that I have are the, I can't find them, but I have the vision covers.
Ooh, the samples, right?
Yeah. I got the samples of the vision covers. I actually recommend that you do get two, even when you buy the full size, because you can mix to make your perfect shade. And I have 6 and 7. And then I'm not wearing those today, but I wore them. I think I was wearing them in another video, Terror Tuesday, maybe yesterday. Was that yesterday? It was in my video today. My video today, I think I have these on. These are absolutely stunning. They're so beautiful. And I'm an oily skin bitch. And normally, like, I'm always like, I don't want any cream, anything, because I'm oily. I love them. I love them. I'm going to take them on a wear test, but so far, I really, really like them. I just looked so glowy and like fresh all the entire time I was wearing them. And then whenever I went in with the powder to just kind of calm things down, because I was like, I'm getting too glowy. I'm starting to glow too much. Like, oh, it's going to be too much. I just go in with a little tiny bit of the powder and I was like, okay, good. These are fantastic. I'm loving my Janessa Myricks. Today I actually have on the Minted Stick Foundation. Their Skin by Minted. I have this on an M30. This is phenomenal. It blends like a dream. And that is something I was really surprised by, because the reason I don't like a lot of stick products is because typically I have issues with them blending. Like once you get it on your face, it's just like, and if you wait any amount of time, it just won't move anywhere. And this doesn't work like that. It's very creamy. It's very smooth. And my skin's glowy from it. It doesn't look all sad. So I'm really fucking impressed with Janessa Myricks. I'm so glad that T even brought them up, because I never knew about them. And I went and bought it, and I was just like,
I didn't realize her line was as large as it is. So I don't know if you can, probably won't be able to see, but this is the collection. This is the set I got. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's basically all super bright colors. And I'm excited. Even though I'm not a cream eyeshadow person, I felt like the thing that I'm really liking, the more I'm looking into her line, is that because she's a makeup artist, she's making things that are multifunction, that are not shitty. It's not like, it's kind of a cheek product, and it's kind of a lip product, and it's kind of an eye product, but it's all kind of shitty at all of it. Like, it seems like, no, she's making things that are, oh, good night, Rami.
Good night, Rami.
She's making,
I love you.
Oh,
I'll be your private dancer.
Yeah. Carrots or hearts, it's okay, Rami.
It's the same thing. Like, the carrot is a heart. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But yeah, I just feel like it seems like she's making multi-purpose products that are actually working.
Yeah. See, this is why, okay, let me show you. This is why I like this powder. So because I'm oily, like I'm bright and shiny right now. I like this powder because it does a very good job, and you use a very small amount of it. Like, you don't get crazy or it'll be poofing all over your face. It's so fine. You see what I'm talking about? Like, it's so fine that I'm not getting like a whole ass cast. I don't look like I don't end up looking cakey. Like at the end of the night, I wasn't looking cakey. I was not looking casket ready. It is the right shade. I chose 4.5. It's the right shade, and it's just like, ugh. I can't live my life anymore. Like, I just feel like a bougie ass bitch when I have this powder. Like, I'm like, don't come for me. Don't look at me. Don't fucking talk to me. I'm flawless. Like, that is how I feel with these products. Like, I'm just like, I am like, really being able to get into Black owned brands the way I truly want to and have wanted to. Like, this is another positive out of the ashes that are still happening, by the way. That's not done. Black Lives Matter isn't done. BT dubs. But the positive out of this is that I'm able to really delve and dive into Black owned brands in a way that I wasn't able to before, because I felt a lot of pressure to just be getting like the brand new top products. I'm over that. Like, I still felt the pressure even when I didn't want to do it, and it stressed me out quite a bit, because I was always like, I don't want to buy things that I don't want, but like, I know that you have to have clickable content. That's how people got sucked up into the Jeffree Star nightmare. Moving on. But like, I don't want to do that. I want to actually buy things that I'm interested in. And like, these were products I was interested in. I finally went out and bought them. Like, to be honest, like for hype wise, that's why I have this big ass Charlotte Tilbury. It's all right. Like, it's an okay bronzer. Like, it's a nice enough shade. It's all right. Like, it's very beautiful, and I don't mind using it. But if I'm perfectly honest, I like my Kosas better. And that's the other thing I did. I got a bronzer from them, from Janessa Myricks, and it's absolutely fantastic. This is their deep. The packaging, though, bitch, are you serious? I like the black packaging because it's easy for you to just take your thumb and like kind of just slide over it, and then you're like, okay, it's new again. But it's a cream, and if you look at it, you can see how it's like deepens up. So it's like red brown. It's a reddish brown tone. It's gorgeous. I'm not using that tonight either because I got into my Kosas because I was like, but my Kosas is my favorite bronzer right now. Like, this is my favorite.
I just have to comment. So a couple people in the chat mentioned that Drench has a new sneak peek. Drench is coming out with a palette.
Oh, what?
I had to look it up on Twitter. I'm just like,
Josh is getting trouble.
With names like Solar Wind, Supernova, Stardust, Particle, Meteor, Oasis, Moonlight.
I am about to yell at Josh. Like, I'm about to yell at him in the DMs because
like, ooh, speaking of the DMs, Kosas just slid into T's DMs. Actually, never tried anything.
Oh,
I have to say, I'm getting influenced by maybe Audra with the Kosas bronzer. I've never bought like a not drugstore bronzer. And I'm usually not that excited by it, but
it's a very subtle, and it gives me the red, like a little bit of that red tone, but it's very subtle, very creamy. You don't have to use a shit ton of it, which is something that I like. Like, I am not one of those people. Here's the thing. When I use bronzer, I'm not like packing on bronzer. There are people who get really intense about bronzer and they're like real bronze, and that's their bag. I like a very like light bronzer look. I like to have just like a little bit, like you can see it here. I like to have a little bit of that color, but I don't like it to be, I don't like it so that there's that separation there. That's something me personally, my personal preference is not to have this like two-tone situation where like here it's all like blush and bronzer, and then like here it's just like what happened to the rest of your face. That's not my thing. I know a lot of people enjoy it. That's great. It's just not for me. So for me, I like this because, oh gosh, it's so like creamy. It's like, it has this weird consistency that's just lovely. And I just like how it's just very, very light. Like, I'm not using a lot of it. And that's what I like about it, is I don't have to like dig into it. I use a big ass fan brush for my application. I use this fan brush. This one's from Crown. And I really like to use this brush and just be like, bitch. So it's like I use a kind of contour bronze situation, but I just don't go in real heavy. Like that's not my thing. Like I just really, really like it. I like how it's just a very subtle bronze. I'm not into that intense bronze. I know some people are. It's not my thing.
Yeah. I just don't reach for them on a regular basis, except for the summer. But this summer, because I'm not outside at all, I'm just like, no, not for me. But maybe I'll. Also, I think there was a question earlier, maybe about your inner corner highlight. From Cassandra. I'm late to this live, so I'm sure it's already been said, but Audra's inner corner and brow highlight is delicious today. Is delicious creepy to say? Don't know. I'm going to go with it anyway. Delicious is a perfect word.
So that actually is a result of me giving in to how my eyes are. And I finally said, you know what, my eyes are two different shapes. And today I decided to try to like handle them as they are instead of trying to like go down and around. I can't do that because they're two different shapes. And if I do that, it actually highlights the different shapes. So it's actually from this Kaleidos palette here. This one is the Astro Pink. And it's, I feel like I have the wrong little like tags in there, so I can't tell you what color it is, but it's the shade right here.
That lavender color is everything. I just had a weird reaction.
It's like beautiful. Like I don't know what, because I feel like I put the wrong little like inserts in on the name, so I'm like, so because I got like I have four Kaleidos palettes. This one is like I really like this one, and I like them because all of these palettes work well with each other. And they all blend with each other. So if you were ever concerned about getting a Kaleidos palette, I would not be, because they will all blend with each other and they blend with other shadows. Like I have JD Glow right here, and then I'm using, so it blended with everything. So I was like,
look at that. I happen to have that palette right by me because I love it.
Yes.
That's within our inner corner. It like shines. It looks almost silver, but it's lavender.
Yes, that's exactly why I like Kosa. Because if you go look at their line, like they really were thinking about people who have melanin. And this is why, like, you know, say what you will. I hope I don't lose people over it, but I'm going to be honest. It's one of the reasons why I'm moving more towards almost purchasing exclusively from indie and Black-owned brands. Because I'm tired of dealing with brands that I'm an afterthought. I'm tired of it. I'm too tired. And in the light of positivity, I'm shining my light on brands who know I exist, know my struggles as a brown person, know that like I have so many different undertones in my skin, know that like right here is a different color than right here. Like this is the shit that I need from them. That's why I like this Mented foundation so much, because it's literally making my whole face, like evened out my whole face. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's like so cute.
I love it.
Phenomenal. I think the only thing I won't try from them is a lip balm, and that's because Amy Loves Makeup just did a whole face of Kosas, and she was saying like the shape of it. I have very full lips, and she was even saying like she was struggling with it. She's like, I don't even really have lips, and I'm struggling, and I think somebody who had full lips would have difficulties with it.
It's interesting because I had actually heard some hit or miss things about the way Kosas initially marketed their bronzers and the way the colors and swatches were looking on people. But that's why it's also important to listen to your community. And when like Black people are saying, no, I use the bronzer and I like it and it works for me and it's really pretty, I'm going to listen. I'm not just going to be like, oh, well, I saw these reactions from when they first launched. Obviously, it's important to look at the way a brand behaves over time, but I also want to listen to people who have used the products. And so it's like, if you are saying it's good, if I see Yolanda in the chat saying like, between the two of you alone, I'm like, okay, sign me up. I've had their like intense cream blushes on my like, in my line of vision, but I haven't had a color that I like really wanted kind of come to mind. But I'm just like, okay, I'm listening.
T-Thorn. We need the
What?
tea.
I also want to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to tell you, Emily. So the thing is, I think maybe some, and I could be wrong, but I think maybe some of your hesitancy towards using a bronzer is because of how many people are using it so heavily that it looks intense. And I use it very, very subtly. I don't use bronzer, and like I just like it to be a very subtle.
Yeah.
Like I like my bronzer, my blush to be so subtle that like it's kind of it's all one thing.
Okay, I was going to cut you off, and I was like, let me wait till she finishes. Whenever I'm wearing my intense, like, as you call it, fairy garden flower blush draping, I don't necessarily feel like bronzer, or even a subtle bronzer, is like a part of the equation. And that blush look has been a part of my everyday look lately. So that's why I haven't really been reaching for them.
You might be surprised. Because
Yeah.
like the orange blush and it like enhanced the orange. I was like, I don't know why I make those faces, guys. Like that's who I am as a person.
That's why we love you. That's why we love you.
This is me and me. Like this is Emily sees this all the time, except like 1,000 times worse.
And I love it.
But not on a YouTube channel.
Ooh, Daisy has a great idea. Maybe in time, a video of foundation concealer from only indie brands for you, Audra.
No, I have that. Like, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that seems like a really, so I have a few things in the pipeline of, cause like I'm looking at my collection of all the shit I got. And I have a bunch of shit coming. Don't judge me. Listen, I need something to do, and it's makeup.
Same.
But yeah, because there's so much, like I feel like there's indie brands that are really indie and black owned brands that are really hitting that nail on the head with foundation, and they're really hitting it with concealers. They're really hitting it with a powder.
Yeah.
It was Minted. I have Minted's powder as well, and like I got Stellar's powder, but I'm going to show you the difference. This is like I could show you from the bottom. I got Stellar's powder. This I think was like the darkest shade that they had. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that is what they consider like, deep. Okay. This is a black owned brand showing you deep rich. This is why on Terror, like what was it, Terror Tuesday, I think it was, that I was like having a whole meltdown being like, it's brown. This is why I was saying that, because when you are brown, you want a brown powder.
Yes.
All right. If my makeup is brown, if you were going to sell me a makeup that is this fucking brown, and then you're going to give me a powder that's this color, like that doesn't match up.
No.
And this is what we're running into so often with these big brands. They're constantly doing this to us. They are regularly giving us beautiful shades of foundation, and then they're like, here's this dusty ass powder, and you're like, I don't want to go through 75 different brands to just be like, okay, well, I got this for this and then this for and moving all over the planet.
Yeah.
I want like, does Uma have a powder? Because I don't feel like they do, and I'm waiting for it.
I don't think they do. No.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm so curious to try the foundation. I don't know when it'll be here, but I'm very curious to try it. But I've never understood I didn't even understand translucent, because a lot of translucent powders are shitty in a different way, in that they'll be ashy on you and then they will oxidize on me. So then it's peach on my eyes and it's like pale gray under your eyes. Even the darkest shade in Stellar, I'm like, that's not brown. Like what? Yeah. So seeing the minted powder and is it the Janessa, also a nice brown color?
Yes.
It's like it's doable. It's possible.
And then like my minted glosses, the formula on these, like I got a little 4-pack. Anyways, and there was like 30% off or some shit. Like, wow. But like I got the glosses and I lost one. I got it back. But they're all absolutely stunning on me. And what's great, I believe, it's like all of them take into account that a lot of us brown women have brown lips. They took that into account when they made these glosses. They made glosses for people whose natural, because like brown people, we have pigmented lips. They're not pink. And if you keep giving us pink gloss, it doesn't look like, so this is why you have a lot of persons of color who have brown lips and they get pink gloss. That's why they go through and they're using a brown lip liner and doing all this stuff, and then they put the pink gloss in the middle, because the middle part is like right here, and right here is where some of us may have some pink in our lips, but for the majority of us, there's brown there. So it's like so much gloss doesn't even take that into account. And when you go to a person of color, when you go to a Black-owned brand, they're like, yeah, we know you might have brown lips, so we made sure that these will enhance that, not make it look worse. So this is the kind of stuff that I like.
And I would agree. I would agree with Angela. Like, you don't need to justify shit.
So I think the only reason I'm being weird about it, if I'm honest, the only reason I'm being weird about it is because so many of us are like in shitty positions right now. It's not like it was a year ago where like 40 million people were unemployed and filing unemployment and trying to like find jobs that are not going to materialize because we're going to have to shut the country back down again because, my God, we didn't do it right the first time. So, I do feel
we probably won't do it right the second time.
Correct. We will not. We're just going to be living in this. Just living in this shithole. All right. So then the thing is, so I'm probably going to go through like the Umo Beauty lip glosses. Again, I'm wearing one right now.
Yeah.
This is more than a gloss. Like, they're stepping up pigment and gloss together. And they're like, and I was like, hello. So these are the things that I've been paying attention to. And I feel like I just have to do like another disorganized declutter pretty quickly, because I'm like running out of space and I have all this shit. And I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm like looking at it right now. Like, I don't need that.
I agree with Erica. We feel like we have so much innovation in tech now for formulation. Why is oxidizing still a thing? I just think there are a lot of brands that are just half-assing it, and they're like, that's fine. Makeup is popular. They'll just buy it. They don't care. And then so many people in our part of the community are like, nope, we're not playing that game anymore.
Yeah, because here's the thing. You shouldn't have to, like, so when I do a foundation review, you should not have to go in the store and put some on your hand and walk around the store for a while, wait for it to dry down. This should dry down to the same shade.
Yeah.
We should not, like, it should not be hitting the air and then be like orange all of a sudden. Yeah. That doesn't make sense. Why would you not, especially if you're paying $54 for a fucking foundation, you better believe that if that happened, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm not paying $54 to have to go like 2 shades down so that I have the right shade. No. Yeah. Because the whole point of any of their shade matching is that they can match you to the right shade. And they did that, but they also were like, oh, I mean, it is your shade, like, before it oxidizes. And you're like, okay, well, that would have been nice to know before I went to work and I became an Oompa Loompa. Like,
because again,
orange, you should have said so.
Well, and that's the thing, is that a lot of times oxidizing isn't just turning a different shade. It's like turning a shade of orange.
Angela, I fucking love you.
I agree.
This
no
is
impression supplies.
Job. This is my job. So like, yeah, that is another thing, is I am actually investing in my current career. So yeah, I'm like debating on primers and things that I like. I think I have the primers that I want for the most part, but there's like a couple more ones. I want to buy one from Janessa Myricks. Don't come for me. I want it.
Oh, the glowy primer that Amy used, I almost bought, but I was like, I have another one coming from a different thing, and I'm trying not to kill myself with the amount of stuff I buy.
Thank you for that money. That shit needs to be right. That's why that's why I was so happy that Robert even said when he was talking about Charlotte Tilbury, and he was like, it's okay. And I was like, it is okay. I don't know why people are losing their minds over this. I'm sorry. If you love Charlotte Tilbury, please don't come for my neck. But
here's the thing is, if you love the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, you can maybe be upset that Audra doesn't love it. If you just love the brand, step off and stop being a stan.
Because I use this bronzer and it's just okay. All right. So then the next thing, I thought that like miracles were going to happen when I put this shit on my face. I was like, oh, yeah, the thing about this is the waterproofing on this is such that your skin cannot breathe. And if any amount of moisture tries to escape your skin, this shit is like, no, bitch. And then there's like a science fight happening on your face. And
At
it's
least for
a
you.
weird feeling.
For your
I
skin.
did have another person who said that it happened to them. So I was very excited. Another person said it happened to them. And I'm like, fucking thank you. So it's like, I feel like it's overpriced. Like the packaging is really pretty. That's why I bought this. I got sucked into the fucking packaging. Packaging's pretty, but like it's fine.
I think it's overhyped maybe more than
It really is. Because he literally, like, y'all don't understand. He actually sat there and was just like, it's fine. And I was like, ow.
Yeah.
I wonder if she was over there like, darling? Like,
no, she's not watching some plebeian's channel. She doesn't care. She's swimming in money. She's not watching shit. But I think it's true that different people will like different things. And I think it's fair to actually like a brand. Like I look at what her brand has, and I feel like there's probably some good products in there, but there's also a lot of hype. And I think that can be true across any brand. It's just that in your case, you tried two different products and they were both like, meh.
Averia, I would buy, like, I've tried both of these. I would buy the Kosas over the Charlotte Tilbury any fucking day of the week. Any day of the week. This one's okay. It's flat to me. It doesn't have a lot of depth. It doesn't have a lot of dimension. For me, it's just a very flat matte. And I know that it's matte. I get it. But there's ways to do matte that give it a little bit of depth, a little bit of dimension. The Kosas actually has a little bit of shine and shimmer in it. Not overwhelmingly so. This has like none of that. And it's very flat to me. It's okay. It's, it's all right.
And that's a difference in style, though. Like some people love matte bronzers and would see a shiny, shimmery bronzer, not even a shimmery one, and be like, hell no. The Makeup Revolution ones, though, I think probably deserve the hype because they hired or brought in Black women to assist with colors and formulation.
So like I'm gonna have to do this versus that on my actual good camera, because this has I don't like a super shimmery bronzer. I actually like it to be matte. This is matte with a very small amount of shimmer. So it just, that is the difference between this and also how it lays on the skin. But the tiny amount of shimmer it gives it depth. So when you're placing it on your face, when you place it, it just gives it just a little bit of extra depth. And then on top of that, a little bit of a red tone that this has in it. The Charlotte Tilbury does not have a red tone. I like to have a red undertone.
Yeah.
Now I feel like a lot of the people who like this don't like warm.
Exactly.
So that's why they like it. They like a cooler bronze, a cooler bronzer. I like a warmer bronzer. So that is probably why I am not a huge fan of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, because it's not particularly warm and it's not warming up my face. I am a red bone bitch.
I have this
red bone.
I'd say Irene and T both had good comments. And that one, the Flawless Filter, I still want, even though I have a cheap version of it. But when I go through that one, I might be buying that. And then Irene mentioned, I feel like the people that hyped up the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer just adore Charlotte in general. And the Makeup Revolution are being hyped up simply because they go very deep, not necessarily because the formula is great. That's good to know. And then I also loved, what T said. Sometimes you don't want to feel duped. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel it's weird because I got all of these fancy ass bronzers. One of them is just a contour shade at this point. It's the Guerlain, whatever. I don't give a fuck how you say it because I ain't really wearing it all that often. And then I also have a Marc Jacobs one, which is actually, this one is what I like to wear when I'm doing fresh skin. I actually do like this for fresh skin. It's light, nice. But it's very nice for me to wear when I'm wearing like the CoverGirl Skin Milk. And also it smells like coconut. But this is a very nice, it gives me like a little bit of a small amount of bronze action, but also some contour. And then what I do is I put that shitty Tower 28 on top of it. I said shitty Tower 28, my bad. But what I like to do with that is like, so I take that, this is kind of where I am at, if you can see a little bit of that shade. And then what I do is I take a little bit of this Tower 28, which if shit doesn't work for me, like right now we're having difficulties with being able to return shit. I don't want to go to a whole like to do. So I take a little bit of this Tower 28 and just kind of dot it on top of the Marc Jacobs. And then I have like more of a perfect bronze, like natural thing. So this is a perfect example of making, like that's how I will make products that I purchased work for me when I want to. Because like right now, like I said, returning stuff is difficult. But when I do this like actually makes the Marc Jacobs work, and it makes the Tower 28 work, and they work together. And then I have like this kind of like pretty, like very slight bronzy kind of color, and it gives it the red undertone and all that good shit. If this has a red undertone, it's just like this isn't the right tone for my skin. And
it looks like your skin.
It does.
It looks like your skin.
That's exactly, it's the exact color of my skin, so I don't look bronze. I just look shiny. Like that's all it does for me. So
Audra, I think you don't even need to do a this or that video. I just think you need to do a new bronzer video, because you have Tower 28, Janessa, Marc Jacobs, Charlotte Tilbury, and I think you have some really good insight on all the different ways you're using them, and it would be a whole roundup. And Kosas, so 5 new bronzers.
Here's a fun fact. I always get nervous doing any kind of review video. I get so nervous because I always feel like I'm not saying things right or whatever, because I don't use like the fancy words. So I will do them and I'll film them, and then I'll get like stressed out that I sound stupid. So they never see the light of day.
I'm going to kick your ass. Because you're sitting here talking about all these pointers and tips and tricks and way you use them. Yeah. And then you're like, I feel nervous. Okay, now I understand why Kara and Mo, both in their My Beauty community tag, were like, Emily's the person that will punch you, or like will show you love and also cut you or something. And I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, because like, I have like a NARS bronzer, and I'm just like, this is shit. Like, granted, did I get like maybe the wrong shade? Yes, but I also feel like this is indicative of a bigger problem, because a lot of us shop online. The bigger problem here is it's twofold. One, they're not representing the shades online properly. A lot of these shades look deeper than they are, and this is so fucking bothersome for those of us who are brown, but it's bothersome for everybody because they're not really representing the shades as they are, and you're trying to shop online. The second part is that the description of it is also incorrect. So you're looking at it and it looks like it's the right shade, and the description seems correct, so you buy this thing, you get it, and you're like, why is it a contour shade? This is supposed to be a bronzer. I'm so confused.
Yeah. And as Dawn said, good night, Mo. I would rather you talk to me like a normal person than who knows all the correct words.
What I might start doing is like live roundups of stuff, because I feel like sometimes when I film, I get in my own fucking head. Yeah. So I think what I'm probably going to do, if you guys are down for it, is try to do some like live roundups of the stuff that I've purchased and be able to go through reviews of it. And as I get more comfortable, then I'll be able to film that kind of stuff.
That's also fair.
Because I think that what's happening is like I start getting stuck in my head, and I should be like, no, that's not right. Oh, no, that's not right. I should say it this way. Oh, and then I never talk about it again. I'm just like, and then we'll sit on a live and I'll start pulling all this shit up, being like, and I don't like this, and I don't like this, and I don't like this, and this, and this is how you use this, and this.
It's like how it took, I think, multiple lives of you talking about your whole like feathering foundation technique for you to finally make the like video about using one pump of foundation and your technique. It took like 5 lives in a row, and you're like, okay, fine.
Erica, what time is it where you are? I'm very concerned.
Oh, also, good night, Thorn.
Night, Thorn.
Oh, good luck with the test, whatever that is. Yeah, I agree with T about, so people in the chat were asking to see T's collection. I do think people get really judgy about that, and I can understand not wanting to show it in terms of the
you're right.
event.
That's why a lot of people don't like to do that kind of thing, and that's also why people will do separate declutters of separate things. Because first of all, this is beauty YouTube. This is beauty YouTube. And I'm going to say it again. This is beauty YouTube. In order to do beauty YouTube, you have to have what? Fucking beauty products. So the fact that people will get on people for having large collections is just insane to me. Because I'm like, so how are they supposed to review stuff? I'm looking probably right now, there's probably 12 mascaras right there. There's probably 12 mascaras. Probably. There's probably more that I don't know about that are hidden somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I'm a mascara fiend, and I also have a beauty channel. It doesn't make sense for me to not be trying the mascara because I need to try it at various levels, from high end to drugstore. There's no point in doing beauty YouTube and then only being able to be like, this is all I'm going to talk about. I have 2 mascaras. People are going to ask you. That's the thing is, like, people ask me questions that I like. First of all, I get surprised by them, but like I have people ask me on a video that'll be like, what, moisturizers do you recommend for oily skin? I have like 7 moisturizers. All right. Like I have answers to that, but I wouldn't have those answers if I was like, I just use this one moisturizer over and over and over again. I've never tried another moisturizer. I know that I do beauty YouTube, but I only use this moisturizer because that's the one that I like. And I don't give a fuck about trying anything else for you. Like that doesn't work.
Even for me, I don't care that much about waterproof mascara, like about mascaras, because I use waterproof. But I will say I still keep my eye out for it. I don't really want to spend high-end money on mascara, although that Thrive mascara I still have my eye on it, but I don't know anything about Thrive, if they're a shit show or whatever. But it's like with bronzers. It's like I don't own that many, but that's not like my forte. But I want to get to know it. With foundations, I bought a couple recently because I'm like, I still want to have a little bit of a knowledge base. I might not be the expert, but I want to have like a little bit of knowledge on it and be able to give some information versus just being like, I don't know, it's not my thing.
So, yeah, I mean, because I will constantly say, don't come here for all the new releases. True. Yeah. But you can definitely come here for because if I put a camera on all of this shit, there's a lot of stuff that I have here where I could be like, listen, I have a lot of concealers from drugstore to fucking, God, that hourglass shit. It's too good for my own liking. It hurts my feelings. But like,
I think I'm going to finally buy the Pat concealer soon because it's been on my wish list forever.
But yeah, I mean, part of what I do here is the thing about me is I'm buying things that I'm interested in, and sometimes I get sucked into hype, I'm not gonna lie, but I specifically buy stuff that I'm actually interested in having. So I'm not gonna buy the bronze palette. I'm not interested in it. Yeah. There's no I get it. I could get a lot of views. I could do that and buy it and be like, oh my God, this is me doing it. But then I have this palette that I don't like. That's going to be my end result. I'm going to have a palette that I didn't want in the first place. And could I end up liking it? Yes. But if I don't end up liking it, I'm like, great, now I have this palette. And this is, people declutter. Where do you think all this stuff goes? It doesn't just go anywhere. People declutter down to their friends. And then their friends get it. And if their friends don't like it, they declutter it elsewhere. This makeup just keeps getting passed.
But also, I was going to say, the thing is too, is that you can't, this kind of goes back to the community, especially if you're a smaller creator, thinking that buying a product is going to be a good decision because you're going to get a bunch of views. No, you might get some more views than you would normally. It's not going to pay for it. It's not going to pay for the palette. especially not with the way the algorithm on YouTube works. So, unless you are, I would say 30,000 subscribers or more, I doubt you would get your money back for that. And yes,
Correct.
I love this perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love collection videos. For those of you on the replay or you're just listening, Yolanda came in and said, I hate that. I love collection videos. Lacey from Spooky Hips and Fat Lips and Hannah Louise Poston put it best. Some collections are like books. I own more than 1,000 books. No one could shade me for books. But to come for someone collecting makeup is so dumb. Yeah, because like there's stuff that I have, and I'm not super sentimental about my makeup collection generally. Like there's stuff that I really like or whatnot. But at the same time, I'm always looking for things that are gonna make me happy, right? And especially now, this is my job, my full-time job, like filming, editing, uploading, trying things, reviewing stuff. Like this is what I'm doing right now. So I need to take advantage of this time that I have before I have to go back to another 40-hour-a-week job that's going to suck out my whole entire soul, but I'm going to suck it right back in and like come home, get it back from hanging out with my dog. But, if this were my full-time job, like, yeah, I'm going to have a lot of shit. I'm always going to have a lot of shit because I'm always going to be looking for things that make me happy and give me joy. Like the fact that I'm at a stage now where I absolutely love doing my eye makeup, and I love like that it doesn't take me forever, that I don't stress about it like I used to, that I finally have eyeshadows worthwhile. These are things that are so much fun, like that's a good fun thing, and it's a great hobby. I could be doing other things with my time that aren't really as worthy. Like I could have a fan collection.
Well, and I love what T said. Even outside of the buying for YouTube BS, I buy makeup, clothes, jewelry because I like it. It's how I self-soothe, and I admit it. I agree. Self-soothe through shopping, I will admit. And like I'm trying to find the balance between veering into the like shopping addiction world of it, which I don't think I'm there, but the soothe shopping is a thing. It's been a thing for a long time. Yes, but it's been a thing a lot in the last couple months, and it's just what it is, and I can, so I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too, is like it was harder for me because here's the thing, when I was working in logistics, I was a supervisor. I worked upwards of 60 hours a week. Now looking back, the fact that I was able to make any content boggles my mind. Like, I'm like, what was I doing with my life that I came from working literally working a 12, 13 hours, like probably closer to 14 hours by the time I was done. Work a 14-hour day. I'm sweating. I'm disgusting. Pop on and like make a quick video, edit it, upload it, and have it ready to drop the next day. All of that, and then like still go to bed, go to work, and do it again next day. I love beauty. I love makeup. I love skincare. I just probably brought $100 some odd worth of skincare because, like I said, I ran out. Like I've had beauty boxes for so long, I haven't run out of skincare in years. This is like the first time I've ever run out of like serums, all this shit. Like I have facial oils, but a lot of them I'm going to have to get rid of because they're expiring. So I'm going to have to go through those as well. So that's a whole other video.
Yeah.
But like this shit, I didn't have to buy for a long time. And skincare really, like even when you're buying like the lower end of it, you can very quickly buy $150 worth of skincare.
Oh, easy.
Like, when you run out, it's very easy for you to just $150 because I don't have virtually any serums at this point. Almost all my serums are gone. I have one serum left. And I have an essence, and I have a boatload of facial oils. And I do have like, a peel that I've been using. I have a few things here and there, but like for my whole face, a lot of them are targeted serums. I don't have stuff for my whole face. I'm going to buy that. Like, not because I can do a video. I think it's dumb for me to just buy stuff to do a video. Yeah. And this is my opinion for my channel. It's dumb for me to do it, but that's because I know, one, it's a completely different level of enthusiasm. And I know this because I've already done that before when I was unboxing.
Same.
And I would buy boxes because it was a new hit box. I didn't care about what was in it. Like I got a Vela candle box, and I like candles, but like I wasn't into it. And you can see it in that video. I'm like, yay! Like look at it! Like oh, I got it! Candle smells good. Like it was obvious. Like I didn't have that energy. The other is I'm not going to spend that kind of money and then be upset when another release comes that I actually wanted and was actually interested in, and I can't purchase it because I bought this other bullshit. Like that is not my thing that makes me feel good. It's like for my channel, I want to be able to actually be enthusiastic about the beauty items that I'm talking about. I do not want to be like, here's the latest ColourPop bullshit when I'm not into ColourPop. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not into it, me doing that, it's like, psh, what's fun for that? I like Sonia Kashuk brushes. I can never say her name.
Kashuk, I think. I don't know. But even for me, like the times where I have bought, like I don't think I've really bought things specifically for a video, but I've kind of been like, yeah, I'm going to grab it at the first release because if I get it and I do a video. But even then, like it doesn't, here's the thing is that if you are a smaller YouTuber, you are always going to be pushed down in the algorithm. If you are a Black YouTuber, you're especially going to get fucked over. Thanks, YouTube. So buying for a video to try to be the first person is not really a thing anymore. And I don't know if it's because the market's oversaturated. I think it's that, but it's just like, that's not how it works anymore.
Yeah.
And so again, and buying what you're enthusiastic for. Even someone in my comments or somewhere asked if I would do a Duping the Vibes video for the Natasha Denona bronze palette. And I was just like thinking about it. I'm like, it just doesn't excite me. It doesn't interest me. I don't really even want to do that. And I don't even have the right shadows. I don't feel like I have the right collection to do that because I don't have a bunch of neutral singles. So it's like, I'm not even going to fake that. I'm just like, it's not for me.
Yeah. And thank you, Erin. Like authenticity matters. When you love something or excited about talking about it, it shows and makes the viewer happy too. Exactly.
Yeah.
For me to come on here and do a video about a product like for instance, the bronze palette, I'm not interested in it. If I buy this palette, it's going to be a terrible review. Regardless of how well the product works out, it's going to be terrible because I'm not excited. So I'm going to get it and I'm going to be like, hey guys, so like I got this palette and Natasha, and it's just going to be me going through the motions, you know, and I'm not interested in that. For my channel to be positive and fun, it has to be stuff I'm interested in trying, stuff that I want to put on my face, skincare that I want to actually try and show you and talk about if it works, shadows that I wanted to mess with. And Emily knows that too. You can't fake it because when you do that, it's a whole other energy and it's so hard to do the video.
Yeah.
And like the amount of energy.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
You're like, I can push through.
And T put it perfectly because, of course, T always has like the right words. You can't dupe a vibe that's not your vibe.
Correct. Like I can't.
And I can't fake it. Like if I'm not enjoying it, if I'm no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to edit it. I might not mind filming it, but I don't want to edit it and upload it and do the description box and do the thumbnail. Yeah.
So Chelsea, a fun thing about skincare, keep it out of your fucking bathroom.
Yes.
I realize how quickly skincare goes bad and use isolation to finish what I have. Now I feel better buying expensive skincare because I know I don't have anything else, so it won't go bad before I use it. Here's the thing about skincare. Keep it out of your bathroom. Keep it out. And if it is in your bathroom, you get like my bedroom and my bathroom, there's like a little barn door that I can pull in between them, like if you want privacy, which my mom does when she comes over, because obviously Bo likes to go to the bathroom with everybody. He's rude. But if you're going to do that, make sure that you can aerate the entire area if you keep it in the bathroom. If not, find another place for it because that's the number one reason your stuff is going bad, because most of us, don't close it all the way. Because we're like moving along, we're doing stuff. Maybe not. Don't close it as tight as you should. And there are allowances for that when it comes to your skincare. There are allowances. but the steam is what starts ruining it for you. So keep it out of your bathroom, start moving things. And even if you leave it in there for a night, just try to bring it out and move it to different locations so that way it's staying cool and it's not getting all jacked up. But keep it out of the bathroom because that's where your skincare is going. That is where the shelf life of it is dying. Most of it should last the entire year that it's its date. But like Sunday Riley, don't ever buy that full size. Their facial oils, don't ever buy it. You're never going to use all of it because like even this is a daily nourishing. First of all, I'm not going to use it every day, but this is daily. This is a daily oil.
But they say daily like somebody that only buys one facial oil.
Correct.
But when you have multiple products and you're rotating through, and I will say, if you are in a situation where like you get ready in the bathroom, but like one thing that I think could be very helpful for people, especially if you don't have like the big proper setup, there's a lot of like little rolling carts. Like IKEA has one that's like three shelves, like 3 baskets. I think Lacey uses that. I know for a while she was using it as like her new in makeup cart, but you could use that and like roll it into the bathroom in the mornings, get ready, do all your things, and then like roll it out so it's not in that humid space. And the same for makeup. Don't keep your makeup in the bathroom. The humidity, hot air, hot water, not good for makeup or skincare.
Keisha, if you're watching on the replay, I'm advocating for your skincare fridge. And Mindy had said, you should make money from your job, not be in debt because of it. So many YouTubers have talked about huge debt trying to keep up with all the new releases. Exactly. And that's the thing is like, I get it. It's a numbers game, right? But at the same time, if I'm sitting here buying all of this stuff that I don't necessarily want, and I'm doing reviews on products I don't enjoy, I'm setting my channel up to be a place I'm not happy in. Like I've created this job. This is my job. I've made this job. And now I'm making my own job miserable. Why would I want to do that to myself? I mean, buying like product I'm not interested in.
The whole point of this is to have fun.
Yes. Like I want to have fun. It's not fun to me if I'm buying shit and I'm like, I hate this so much, but like everybody's going to be clicking on it. So like, and the thing is, I looked back on some of my foundation review videos. Some of them got quite a few views that I really wasn't expecting. And they were way
in the chat now.
Oh, well, hello, Keisha. Of course she shows up.
Of course. And there was a question from Cindy. Wouldn't you want to use skincare consistently? Many products take time to do their job. I think so for some of us, we rotate through. So we might have like a certain serum we use certain days of the week or whatever. So that over time you get the results, but you also get the opportunity to like, okay, I use this and it has this results, and I use this and it has this results. I can use them alternatively and then end up getting both sets of results down the line.
And also, so for me, Cindy, I have oily skin. So I have, it is used consistently, but on different days because of trying to maintain the balance of oil in my skin. Also, if you do things like peels, like The Ordinary has, but people, I guess, dub, according to Emily, the blood peel. Yeah. So if you use things like that, you're going to need extremely high, like very, very hydrating, and I mean very hydrating product because Mommy New Face is dry. Mommy New Face is dry. That's what I call myself after I use a peel. I'm like, look, it's Mommy New Face. So Mommy New Face is very, very dry. And I want to make sure that when I'm using those peels, or even if I use a clay mask, that immediately afterwards, I'm drenching my face in hydration. Because the point of the clay mask, some of it is drying out, but others is like clarity and keeping my skin from having any kind of issues and all that kind of good stuff. And others just fucking relaxation. I just want to relax for 10 minutes with this stuff on my face and not think about anything. But so you are using them consistently, but a lot of people have different products that they use. Like Monday is this routine, Tuesday is this routine, Wednesday is this routine. And it's usually like 1 or 2 items that vary from day to day, but there's several that are very consistent. Like my moisturizers, I have 4 or 5 of them, probably more than that, but they are varied based on what my skin is doing that night, that day. So if I'm having a particularly oily day, then I switch to using my oil-free moisturizer. If my skin's a little bit drier, I use my Jaja goat's milk. If I need my skin for hydration, I have a few, like I have 2 or 3 different ones that have hydrating properties in them. So different things to just kind of keep my skin in balance.
Also, welcome, Pollyanna. Always love seeing
Hi,
you here in the chat.
Pollyanna.
Hi.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So if you do like that's kind of basically that is what the blood pill. So, but like retinol again. Anytime you are using a physical exfoliant, physical chemical, physical meaning that it's actually going to like exfoliate your skin, like really, you really need to make sure that one, you are reading the directions. So whatever the maximum time that you can leave something on your skin for, like for instance, the blood peel, if you have not used that before, please do not immediately go to their maximum time. So like the blood peel, it says 10 minutes. It's the maximum amount of time they want you to use this product. When you first start using it, 2 minutes. 2 minutes is fine because one, that's going to give you an indication of how your skin reacts to it. If you immediately start having a reaction, rinse it off your face, move on, don't mess with it. But not using it more than 2 minutes, it gives you time for your skin to get used to it, for you to get used to it. You do not want to have a sunburn. You don't want to overtax your skin. If you're like, I want to look young, like we all want to look young.
And like Tracy's like, I don't use my vitamin C serum every day. I don't want to burn my face off. And for
Exactly.
me, I don't use vitamin C serum because I don't find it does like it's not worth whatever benefit might come from it. But I am in the process of trying to find a new retinol. I tried one. I think it was Audra's your recommendation, but it's not been doing much. So I think I can go stronger.
Yeah,
But I
that's
don't
a
know.
very, very light one.
Yeah.
So
But I don't know what's next.
that one's like a conjunction. I forgot that I did that too because I had a conjunction with that where I was like using that with like niacinamide or something like that.
Oh, nice. Okay. It's like bleaching your hair yourself the first time.
Yes,
Yeah, don't do that.
hard. You don't go in crazy. Like
No.
that's not how we're gonna do this shit. So it's just, but yeah, when you have a beauty channel, it is, and I think it is tough because I think a lot of us, in some ways, feel like we can't feel nervous about saying that we have stuff coming or that we just bought stuff because there's a worry that people are like, you have so much. And that's another reason why I consistently continue to declutter my collection. Not even just because I bought something, because there's stuff that I bought that I didn't like. And there's no reason for me to keep having it sit here with everything. I'm not going to wait until the end of the year. I'm not going to wait until a year to start getting new stuff. I can't do that because I don't want to. My main thing, Whitney Hedrick really hit this on the head. I do love this about her channel so much. It's like, I don't want to keep buying makeup storage when I could literally just be going through this stuff regularly. And if I go through all of this stuff and I find out I've gotten rid of all this stuff and I still need storage, okay. But if I haven't touched anything that's in all of this, I haven't looked at it, I haven't moved it, and I'm still buying storage and I keep buying storage. And basically I'm just finding a place for all of this stuff that I'm refusing to go through. And then, January hits and suddenly I start a massive declutter. I'm unhappy with that because then I'm upset with myself. And this is a me thing. I get upset with myself because I'm like, why did I keep buying mascara and never go through the mascara I have and determine if I like it? Why did I keep buying blush? Right now, I want the minted blushes, but I also have 2 really bomb-ass palettes from Juvia's Place. I'm like, I probably shouldn't buy any more blush. I feel good about that. I have
me over here with piles of blush. I'm like,
well, I have those. I have a couple in this palette. I think they're both ColourPop ones. So I have this one. Actually, this is kind of ashy and weird, so I don't know that I'm going to keep this. So I may need to go through that. But and then I also have this one, which is very, very pink and fun. So, I have those, and then I have my Steve Laurent, I have the Clinique. So I had a few blushes, so I was maybe I'm not going to buy blush right now. So it's just stuff where it makes me conscious of basically I like to be able to look at my collection, and when I'm purchasing stuff, I can look and be like, I don't need to buy another mascara because I have all of these and I haven't gone through them yet. And that's what forces me through my like declutters too, is being like, I want to buy another mascara, but I can't do it because I have to go through all of these. And like that's another thing I do. Force myself on camera. I'm like, I'm going to talk about these, and if I'm getting rid of some, get rid of them, and then I can buy the ones that I wanted to try.
I also really like the process of when I agree with T. Yeah, it's like I'm buying things that I'm really excited about, and it actually bums me out when I get something and I don't like it. Like I'm having an experience right now with some eyeshadows where I'm just like not really happy with part of my purchase, and I'm like, shit, I like decided to do this thing and I spent about $75, and I would say about a third of that is a waste. And I feel really bummed, but I'm just like, at least I know it's a new formula. I've tried it. I'll play around with it some more, and I'll learn and I'll move on. And I'm going to go and probably buy something else that's prettier, that's going to make me happy because I'm pissed off. But those will also probably get decluttered.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There is a difference, because like you can collect if you want to collect and that's your bag, good for you. But I like to use my collection. I like everything in here to get touched. And that's why I like to be able to see all of it. I moved all of it. Like when I set up my filming area, I slowly but surely started moving everything out here because I was like, I need it to all be where I can physically see it every day. And every day I'm going to walk by this and I have to look at it. So like right now I can look at foundations and be like, I don't really use that because it's the wrong color. And like stuff like that where I have to start going, I'm going to have to declutter these things because they're just not the right shade, or they don't do this, or they're not this. Instead of me keeping it and like just, well, but I like it because look, and I can make it work. Instead of me doing that, I'm like, nope, it doesn't work. It's not my shade. Let it go. And there's stuff that I can, be like, hey, does anybody else want this? I like, that's a good reason for like a good part of the Discord is like, when I'm done doing this, I can actually lay a bunch of stuff out and be like, call dibs. Like I make packages.
And I want to say, I really like, well, one, Angela has a little tea. But I also wanted to really say, I like your process of decluttering. It's also how I do it. I set it to the side. And then if I don't think about it, for me, for like, usually it's a little longer than a month, but if I don't think about it, it's gone. And I haven't seen her in here.
Me neither. Don't stop laughing.
Oh, I mean, a dermatologist is expensive. Sorry. I would rather buy an expensive retinol than go to a dermatologist. That's called being in America.
Yeah, and like, because I have to think of it in the terms of like, if I couldn't return it, what would I do with it? You know what I mean? Like, that's why I declutter the way I do. If I couldn't return it, what would I do with it? I'd try to find people that could, take it. And otherwise I'm throwing it away. Like, I'm not going to go through a whole ordeal. Cause like, there are shelters that will take the makeup, but you have to like really look at what they say and really look at, because the reality is you can give them the stuff and then they could throw away probably 90% of the shit you give them. So you may as well just throw it away in the first place and give them the things that they said they were going to take. So places that take donations of makeup, please, please, please look at what they actually will take. Don't just gather a bunch of makeup and give it to them, because if they end up throwing it, because basically you're just passing on the guilt. Like, that's what we do.
And you're also passing on the work to a charity organization, or to a shelter or something like that. And that's not the kind of thing I would want to do. And Fefi earlier said she felt like her skincare is super basic and she's 35 and she feels like she should step it up. If your skincare is working for you and you're happy with where your skin's at, don't feel a pressure to like buy a bunch of shit just to like make it something special.
That part. Like, skincare that I actively purchase on my own, not more than $40.
Yeah. Not
more. There's a few items that that I'll purchase that are around like $38 or whatever, but for the most part, not more than $40. Here's why. One, there are very good alternatives that are less expensive. Number two, skincare, unlike makeup, is something that you have to keep buying every 30 to 60 to 90 days. So if you buy some serum that's $150, I mean, I don't know what everybody's money situation is. You could be good for it, and that's fine. But you have to realize that you're going to commit yourself to having to buy that every 30 to 60 days for the most part. So if you can't actually afford to do that, then it doesn't make sense to do so. And the last, like Emily said, it doesn't matter what somebody on the internet says. If it works for you, keep doing it. I can find something that like James Welsh recently had said something about witch hazel, the witch hazel toner.
A lot of skincare people say the witch hazel toner you use is terrible.
Yes, a lot of them say it, but like I'm an oily skin bitch. It works out perfectly for me. I don't have any problems with it.
Yeah.
I don't have any breakouts. My skin doesn't look dry. It doesn't hurt my skin.
Yeah.
I use it. I don't care. Like I've stopped using it, like because at first I stopped using it, so it was like, ugh. And then I was like, I don't have any problems with this. Because here's the thing, if it's been working for you all this time and then you just stop using it, then you're gonna experience a breakout and then you're gonna like get worried and get stressed out. Just use the things that are making your skin happy.
I wanted to
from Gerard. I actually don't.
I was gonna say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't think there's any good liquid lipstick out here because Angela earlier said, wait. Well, I've yet to find a liquid lipstick except of all things but wild liquid cashew that doesn't give my crazy butthole lips. I don't think any liquid lipsticks are any good. I don't. They're all terrible in my book. And I agree with Tracy. If for some reason Jen's in the chat, this is honest feedback, and you're trying to give improvements to the product.
I don't have anything from Gerard Cosmetics. If I'm honest, I don't have anything. But there's not really a lot for my skin tone, so like that's why.
The only thing I could say if you wanted to keep trying the Luminous BB cream would be to use it underneath. So like basically only use it on your high points where you want highlighter, put a little bit down, and then put a foundation or BB cream on top of it to let some of that sweaty glow come through. But it kind of sounds terrible. I didn't say that.
Whispers and shelters do not want your used makeup. I worked in shelter and I suspected this as well because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, shelters and like women's. They don't. So here's the thing. Here's how I'm going to put this in the easiest terms I can because I have a dog. So people like to donate to pet shelters all the time. And they're like, I'm going to give a shelter food. Fun fact. They will not accept open food. And it doesn't matter that you're bringing if you were bringing a dog to the shelter that you could no longer take care of and you were like, here's the food, they're not going to accept the food. It's because it's open. So they don't know what you've done. You could have poisoned it. You could have done not that you would, but they've got to think about it. Right? Yeah. So they're not going to accept it. The same thing goes for makeup. Like most places don't want, they'll take it a lot of times if it's like brand new. But most of them aren't taking your used makeup. That's why I just throw shit the fuck away. I have stopped feeling the guilt of being like, well, I bought it. And it's like, I got to find somebody who no, I don't. If nobody wants it, if I put the shit on the Discord that is available and be like, make your bundles and make them fit and make them fast. You have until this date and then shoot me the addresses and I'm like mailing this shit off. Okay. If that does not happen, it's going in the trash. I'm not going to keep trying to find some kind of magic place for all of this. I'm going to throw it away. And you should not get that feeling where you're like, oh my God, like the earth, I'm being wasteful. That is nowhere near the amount of waste that the corporations, sweetie. And there's nothing that we can do about our individual waste. We can do what we can do, but the reality is we can recycle all we want and they're not even actually recycling the shit. So whatever we're doing, they're not doing it on the back end. So does it matter? No. So at the end of the day, the big corporations, they're the ones who need to fix this. I'm not saying we do nothing, but I am saying realize that your footprint because I feel like that's what keeps a lot of us hoarding it. A lot of people hoard it because they're afraid to throw it away. They're afraid to be wasteful. throw it the fuck away. Like if nobody wants it, throw it away. Get it out of your collection and stop keeping this thing there that you don't actually want and that you put into some random ass drawer because you're like, well, I don't want to be wasteful. I'm like, well, I mean, it's still going to waste in a drawer. Like nobody wants it.
You're just going to wait a year to actually throw it away, basically. Angela, well, no, actually, Samantha said something about feeling icky about that brand. I would agree. / it's not for me. Mm-hmm. It's not for me. And also, Yolanda said, wait, where was it? Shelters need money, gift cards to big box stores, and diapers. Exactly. Maybe brand new makeup will get used, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, someone will take gently used makeup, and by gently used, basically, it's like swatch. It's not that you used it for a year and now you don't like it.
Yeah. And also, if it's like if it's a lip gloss, once this has been opened and put on anything, they're not going to use it. Like then all the germs go back in and live in there.
And that's why I just throw those away. I don't even bother putting that, like, that's just trash. If lip products are trash, if I'm no longer interested. Oh my God. The amount of people who do that is absolutely disgusting. Yeah. I actually just recently got off of Poshmark. I hated Poshmark. Listen, I hated Poshmark.
It's a hassle to find anything. It's a hassle to try to sell anything.
It is a hassle selling.
I do not. I do know.
And I have a video about how to sell stuff on Poshmark. I fucking hate it. Listen to me. I'm going to explain to you, and then we'll go.
It has been almost 3.5 hours.
Yeah, right? It's 2.5 hours, so we'll go. But I'm going to explain to you why I hate it. I hate selling on Poshmark for a number of reasons. Number one, you have to take pictures of your item, all right? And when it's clothing, it's even worse. So you have to set up a fucking stupid background to make it look cute or whatever, put it together with some sunglasses and some shoes and make it look fun. Then you have to list it and all this shit. And after you've done all of that and you've downloaded some stupid ass app just so that you can, make pretty tiled pictures of your item, then you put the price in. And then you put the price in for your item and somebody wants to buy it. And you're like, yeah, I'll sell this to you for $20. And they're like, how about $9? And you're like, that's nowhere near $20. And they're like, okay, well, $9. And you're like, that's still not near $20.
You're like 19, 9. 19,
yeah, and they just give you 9.
10.
What? It's just, I don't like to haggle. I don't like to go back and forth like that. And so, eventually, when I had a group of things that I was finally ready to, I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to get rid of. I priced them all at one price. And I even said, there's $5 for the item. Can I tell you the amount of assholes who came in and were like $3? I'm like, bitch, I am making zero money.
I am losing money by the time I mail this out.
Yes. I am like.
And yes, Ron, we are still going. We're wrapping up, but we're still here. We're still here.
It made me mad. It starts to infuriate you because you even say that in the listing, this is the final price, no negotiations, done. And you're like $5 and they're like $3. And I'm like, I don't make any, what the fuck's wrong with me? I don't make any fucking money on
okay, you know what? This reminds me of a YouTube rant that I feel like we all feel like when you put the shit in the description box and people still are like, what's on your face? What's on your lips? And you're just like, it's in the fucking description box. You didn't even read it.
And that's why I started doing the pinned comment, ma'am. Being like, everything on my face is in the description. Please don't ask me what lip color I'm wearing. It's in there.
I'm not going to do a pinned comment. Fuck you. You asked me what I'm wearing. You didn't read the description box. Fuck off.
But because here's the thing. I love being able to tell people. But my reality is if you knew the amount of time, if you guys actually saw the document that I have for products that I use in my videos, because I don't want to go and copy and paste and do this shit every single time. So I have, I don't know, it's probably at this point, a 27-page document of product.
Oh my God.
Okay. And it has like headers and all of this shit. So like, please know that I'm not being shitty if I don't necessarily answer like what's on my lips. Because I worked very hard to put this document together so I could just put all that information into the description box for you guys. Like I worked very hard so that I could just do that. So that you can, if you like it and you're like, I love this lip color. Obviously it's not as much in live, but like if you like the lip color in my video and you're like, oh, that's awesome. You can go in the description. It's in there. You can click it. Problem is
and
that
go buy. Yeah, exactly. I haven't been doing as much lately, but I have that document. It's a pain in the ass. Mine is not like anywhere near fully built. It still takes a long ass time to do. It still takes, having the document is helpful, but it still takes a long time.
It does, because you're like,
yeah.
Like I have to grab and pull every time.
Yeah, it's just, I just think that when people don't do that, you're like, why is there nothing in the description box to help? And then when you do it, people still ignore it. So I just get frustrated with that. Oh, that's a good one to know of.
I love you guys. Well, Get a Gang is the
I know. Y'all are amazing.
I'm going to go. We're going to go.
Yes.
We're almost at 3 hours and 30 minutes. You guys are fucking animals. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Samantha.
I agree with. Thank you. Oh yeah.
What's great about me is people are like, they'll read it and they'll be like, "What's this?" It's in the description. It's in the description.
Yep. I'm a big fan of the hide button. That's my fave.
Yeah.
The black is fun too, but the hide, I'm just like,
I
don't want to see your voice.
Because here's the thing. After I filmed this, I edited it. I created a thumbnail. I inputted an entire description. I put this bitch on a motherfucking playlist. I put keywords in the fucking thing so that like you can find it many different ways. I went in and put three out of the 5 cards in this fucking video. We have done all of that, and then you come and you go, what are you using on your eyebrows? I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. And on that
note, good night.
I love you guys so much. Peace out. Have a wonderful night. You guys are amazing. And thank you for 3,000 BT dubs. Thank you for 2,000 for Miss Emily. I love you. Bye, guys.
Love you all. Have an amazing weekend.
Kisses.